Now, is this a crazy thing to say? This is wild. This is an absolutely wild thing to say, especially when Florida State had the year they had last year, especially when Tommy Castellanos got benched last year at Boston College. Yes, Saban's not there. It doesn't matter. It's still Bama. It's still a top 10 defense.
Y'all get to go put hands on this man. Y'all get to baptize this man. You get to tell him what it's like to be baptized in the tide, in the blood. If you know what I mean here, we're going to help this man go see Jesus about himself and about some of the things that he has made. We're going to ask him, hey, are you happy with the choices that you decided to make, particularly on June 23rd?
What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning. Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide. And look who I brought with me.
How's it going?
What's up, Jacob?
What's up? How you doing?
Man, I feel better. Let me tell you, y'all, whatever this is that's going around, I had it. It's still a little raspiness in my voice, but, man, let me tell you something. Jacob, whatever this was, bruh, I didn't have much of a fever or anything like that, but just couldn't talk much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And had me all congested up there. Still got a little congestion, but I feel a whole lot better. But before I go any further, Jacob, gotta support gotta give a shout out to all the congregation there in the chat. What's up, Twister Windwalker 28, Roll Tide. Latoya Billingsley, 24 days, and we rolling. Yeah, what's up, Stephen Hicks? Roll Tide to you. What's up, Brock? What the business is? What's up with you? What's up, everybody? Yeah, man, I'm going on down the road here. Hey, Gwen, what's going on with you? Roll Tide. Zach and Thor's Cool Gaming Crew. What's up with you? Oh, Zach, you all right with me, my man? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Jeff? Everybody. Herb and Rogers. What's up, Herb? What the business is? Glad to see you, man. Over here, hanging with little old Piano Man and Jacob on Underwood Unleashed, because I'm going to unleash him here in just a minute and everything. Let me see who else up in the chat. Let me see who else
I see Anita. I see Dwight.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Nitro.
Y'all, my nephew's here. Jacob, I need you to say hello to my nephew, Anton McBride, but he's a Florida State Seminole guru, man. I don't know where my folks got him from. But anyway, what's up, Anton? What's up with you? One of the greatest preachers walking the planet today. He just ain't got it right. He ain't got it right, Jacob. He's locked in Florida State. What's up?
Your nephew is a Florida State fan?
He's really not my nephew. I just called him that, you know.
I was going to say that would be interesting for you guys week one, a lot of smack talk.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Oh, I guess you didn't hear me. When I did say it, one of my sons is a Florida State fan.
Okay. That'll be
one of my sons is a Florida State fan, and he will not come and watch the game with his dad. He already know what he already.
Funny.
I said, son. I said, hey, AA. I said, son, come watch the game with dad. I said, we put out a spread here, you know, invite your family, because I've already got my granddaughter saying Roll Tide, and you know, you got to raise them right, Jacob. Because I know you. I think you have children.
Yeah, I have one son. Yep.
Okay, he's a Michigan fan already.
Oh yeah, he likes watching the games. He's only he's about to be 4, so he's still a little young, but he likes watching the games already. So you got to start him at a young age.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And my granddaughter is about to turn 3. She's 3 or she's about to turn 4, something to that effect. Well, anyway, she got on here with me one day and she just started saying Roll Tide, and her dad didn't quite like that too much, but somebody got to raise these children right. According to you, Michigan is the right way to raise them. According to me, Alabama's the right way to raise them. Anyway, I'm not going to say that. Anybody but Ohio State, we good. You good in my book. I'm just not an Ohio State fan. My mom graduated from Ohio State and all that kind of stuff. What's up, big dog? Got to eat. He's Tennessee. So big dog's got to eat at Tennessee, Jacob. And Herb and Rogers. We got a mixture of people in here, so you're gonna find out that it's some crazies come through, but they're all still part of the big Piano Man family and the Long Run family. And man, I love them all, and I thank everybody for supporting and all that kind of stuff. Now, before we hop to it, Jacob, I didn't have a script with me this morning. I didn't take the time out to do it. I was busy, even though I wasn't feeling all that well yesterday, but I worked the polls yesterday, right? And Double A wants to know, Jacob, are you a Lions fan as well?
Yeah, I'm a Lions fan, but not nearly as much as Michigan. I am a Lions fan, yeah, but I'm not like a diehard as much as I am like Michigan. In NFL, I more just root for players that I like. I mean, I do like the Lions and I do root for them, but I tend to root for players that I just like in general from Michigan or, different teams. But yeah, I hope the Lions win a Super Bowl. That would be awesome.
I hear you. Well, I'm Pittsburgh Steelers. Most of y'all know that. Love my Steelers, go Steelers, even though we make some bonehead decisions at times. But anyway, good morning, OG Gill. OG Gill Cruz is in the house, y'all. He said he's working, but he's listening. And he loves Alabama, but he also loves Syracuse. He graduated from Syracuse, Jacob. So anyway, but before we get to the show, as I was finagling, getting ready to come on and everything, I got to thinking, and y'all, I'm not going to rest until Jacob really gets his podcast off the ground. I'm going to do for Jacob. I'm going to really pull for him, like some people did not pull for me, because some people think, Jacob, that how I do things, is trash and this, that, and the third. They know who they are and they shall remain nameless. But the thing, some people in America, some people here in America, here in the USA, don't like the way that I do my show, things like that. But the thing that I'm getting to is all of us have different personalities. And I try to run my show according to my personality. Now, I'm a people person and I love people. I don't make it about me. I make it about the people that I'm serving. That's what I try to be. I'm just a conductor. That's all that I am. But dog, Dwight, what's going on, Dwight? But I'm just saying that I'm thankful to be here and I'm thankful to be doing what I'm doing. But I am not going to rest until Jacob and others fulfill their dream, getting their show off the ground and everything. Because I say it in my clothes every week or every day. This kitchen is big enough for everybody to cook and everybody can eat. And that's what we want to do. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we all had to start somewhere. I'm just in it a few months. I'm just a few months in. I've got over 1,000 on TikTok. I've got I'm going on 300 here. Been teetering at that 300 mark here for the last few weeks. And so if you have not subscribed to my channel here, I want to invite you to like, share, subscribe to The Long Run with Piano Man and give me at least over 300 before the season starts. But today, well, every week I'm having Jacob on. We normally come on Tuesday, but I had to work yesterday. And so we both to talk about Big Ten Tuesday, and that's going to be with Jacob. And I have Jacob on every week, but I will not rest. And I'm saying it publicly. I will not rest until Jacob has his own channel.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in chat asking about that in my channel. Yeah, I need to make one still. Like I said, I just haven't, just the time to set it all up and everything. And just, it's a lot of work. I give you credit. You have put in so much time into your channel and it's not as easy as people think. So
it's really not. It
you
is
know,
not.
so it's really not. So yeah, I need to try to set that all up and try to get it started. And I appreciate everyone in the chat saying that they'd subscribe and everything like that. But yeah, it's definitely not as easy as people think. And
And especially if you take it to heart, if you
yeah,
take your channel to heart, and you're trying to you want to put out the best in content, and you wanting to put out the very best that you can. And even though, like I said, I don't make any excuses. I'm new, but the one thing about it is I know my stuff. I know what I'm talking about, and I know how I want it to go. But I also know I recognize talent and everything when I see it. And Jacob, you the man. Now I'm on a channel with you on X, Twitter, and man, we got some crazy folks over there on Jacob's channel.
yeah, there's
some crazy folks, man. And it is not for thin-skinned people. It's not for thin-skinned people. And that's why I've invited them to come if they want to and everything. But Jacob has this nice Twitter channel going. And it's funny. It's funny. I don't even get a chance. And Jacob, please forgive me. Sometimes I don't comment because sometimes I don't know where to comment because some of the stuff I be reading, it is hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of Alabama fans in there. So it's mostly like an Alabama group chat, but it's college football. So all teams, but the majority of people are Alabama fans. So,
you know, and so I'm just saying I have a lot of fun reading, and then you go on over on other chats, and you be seeing some. I'm just gonna say you be seeing some dumb stuff, and that's why football season needs to hurry up and start.
Yeah,
and
we all need football.
We need football to keep us sane. You know what I'm saying? To keep us sane. But I just wanted you to know, Jacob, that as I was thinking this morning, if I had to listen to what all naysayers had to say about me and trying to discourage, I wouldn't be here talking to you and then trying to encourage you to get your channel started and everything. And so I thank God for you, Amber, Double A, all the people in the chat, people that have encouraged me to just start up. And we all have to start somewhere. So Jacob, bro, whenever you get it started, between Amber and me and the rest of the gang over here, bro, we probably gonna flood your page out from the word go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, I appreciate that and appreciate you having me on. And yeah, it's not as easy as people think. So, yeah, just so everyone knows, yeah, you've put a lot of work into your channel that people don't see, a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know, it's not just as easy as turning on the camera and talking.
Right.
There's a lot that you got to do to set it all up. And yeah, so I appreciate everyone in the chat too.
Yeah, man. And so we are, and I'm having fun doing it, and I'm just having a lot of fun doing it. So anyway, let's hop to it, Jacob. Before we gonna get into Big Ten Tuesday, but I want to talk about something else before we get off into Big Ten Tuesday, and hopefully, I mean, even though I know it's Wednesday, but we're gonna make up for yesterday. Something special happens tonight. Something very special happens tonight, Jacob. And you want to talk about it? Do I need to spill the beans?
Yeah, you can start, and I'll go off of you.
Okay. I will be participating in my first ever college football draft tonight.
Yep.
Tonight. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sort of nervous. I'm sort of scared. I'm sort of confused because I went and saw the draft order and everything. I kind of figured that out, how all of that goes. But Jacob, what makes fantasy football, for those of us that are new it, especially in drafting, what makes college fantasy football special? And what do you look forward to tonight?
Yeah, so this is actually going to be my first college league too. I've done regular fantasy football for the NFL for years, but just a group of us decided that we wanted to try it, and we found a website that you could do it on, and it's going to be super fun. We have all of the Power 4 conferences plus Notre Dame in there for the player pool. So yeah, it's going to be super fun, and we are basically just doing it for fun. But we decided last place has to kind of talk about their rival on Twitter for like a week. So if I lose last place, I'm going to have to kind of boost up Ohio State for a week, and that'll really hurt. And I know you guys will feel the same way if you have to do that about Auburn. If you have to hype up Auburn for a week on Twitter or something, just for fun. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Most of us, I think it's their first time doing a college fantasy football league. So none of us are experts or really know, but it's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes.
I am too. Good morning, Amber Nicole. Good morning, Ephraim. Roll Tide to you both. And so, Jacob, I'm gonna say this. I sort of been cheating, man. I've been kind of cheating. I've been sort of cheating. I've been sort of looking to see whichever way this is gonna go, because I do know in the first round I've got the last pick. I pick last.
That just means you get 2 picks in a row.
Yeah, because I picked first in the second round.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying, man, I'm looking forward. Now, what time is our draft, Jacob?
It's at 8 Eastern, so I'm assuming you're Central, right?
Yeah.
So it should be 7. Yeah, 7. So that'll be a lot of fun. It'll, just with our group of people, it'll be a lot of smack talk and a lot of fun. And like I said, we're not playing for any money. We're just kind of playing for whoever gets last place. We're just going to do something like that, fun on Twitter, and there'll be enough smack talk between all of us that it'll be fun. It'll feel like a lot of money's on the line.
Yeah. And so this is why I tell people from time to time when I'm on here, explore other channels, explore other groups, explore. You don't know what and who you may run into, how things turn out. Great relationships are formed, great partnerships are formed, and everything. And then you get a chance to play some fantasy football. Now, Jacob, I hope I'm not asking too much here, but what's gonna be the name of your team, bro?
I haven't even thought of that yet. I just put it right now. I just put it as massive, just as a joke, because there was a thing for a while where I was just messing around with people and just like, those people on Twitter that say they got a text or whatever and just messing around with recruiting. I was like doing that for a little bit, and it blew up for a while. Like it was a funny thing for a while. So I just had it like that just as a joke, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see who I get for my first pick. I think I have the 7th spot. So we'll see who's there. I have a feeling that Amber is going to take Ryan Williams, and I have a feeling that the first guy is probably going to take Jeremiah Smith. So we'll see who's left for me. But I'm hoping maybe to get Arch Manning, but I don't even know if he's going to be there. So we'll see.
Since I have to, I'm not going to tell anybody who I'm picking and everything.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Move in silence.
I'm not telling anybody nothing. But I already know who my first pick is going to be. I already know.
That's good. It's good that you're prepared.
I already know. Yeah, buddy. I already know. I already know who my first pick is going to be. I'm going to I'll put it to you like this. My second pick, I'm really going against the grain.
Sometimes that works. Like I said, none of us have ever done this before, so none of us really know or have
I'm really good. What's up, Nero? I'm really going against the grain. So I'm going to watch how y'all are functioning here.
Yeah.
Gil
said, how am I a Michigan fan and taking people from Ohio State? No, I didn't say I was going to take him. I said the first person will. I'm not going to be able to get Jeremiah Smith. That's going to be the number 1 pick. I have the number 7 pick. But
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith is going to go early. Him and Ryan Williams, they're going early.
I know Amber has the second pick, and I have a feeling she's taking Ryan Williams.
Jeremiah Smith is going to go first.
Yeah.
Ryan will go second.
Yep.
Ryan's going second. Whomever. Here's how I see it. Jeremiah goes first. Ryan goes second. Either K. Klubnik or Gary Nussmeier will go third.
Yeah.
They'll go third. Arch Manning will no. Arch Manning will go third. Caden Klubnik or Nussmeier will go fourth. It will
I'm not sure who's going to be left when I get up there, but we'll see. It's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun.
It's going to be real fun. So we have 10 rounds of this. Don't take any Ohio State players. I don't care who it is. Gil can't stand. Gil, I got some folks in here who can't stand Ohio State. I really don't like them either. I really don't like them.
That's one thing that I've learned and that I've kind of realized just interacting with your fan base more is that it seems like a national thing that mostly everyone hates Ohio State. So I kind of like that.
We don't like them. I really don't like them. But when it comes down to Texas, I'm going to have to go with Ohio State in the Texas game because I definitely don't like Texas. Texas put some stuff out yesterday talking about they're the new powerhouse. When did this happen?
Yeah, I saw that.
When this transfer of power take place, Georgia beat you twice, but you the powerhouse. Oh,
I saw that. Yeah, Texas is getting a lot of hype this year.
Make sense to me.
Sometimes when a team gets too much hype, that's that rat poison.
That's what Nick Saban used to tell us. Rat poison. And
Texas
you're
crash
buying
and burn.
Amber says,
I don't think anyone would be sad if Texas crashed and burned this year.
Oh, I won't be. I won't be. I won't be sad. Listen, I won't be sad if Texas crash and burn. I won't be sad if y'all beat Ohio State again. I won't be sad. I won't be sad if Auburn, crashes out in their own cemetery of a stadium. I won't be sad at all.
Yeah, I don't think Auburn's going to be very good.
Sad. I won't be sad if Penn State comes up short again, all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be sad if Notre Dame's Lucky Green turns to a bunch of toad frog, whatever.
You guys, Ohio State and Alabama have a weird dynamic because they try to say they're the best program. Obviously, you guys have 6 titles since 2000, and they have 3, but they try to say they're more consistent because they don't really ever have bad, they don't ever really have bad seasons. But I think the 3 more titles that Alabama has trumps everything.
Right. I'm just saying, man, it's going to be fun tonight, and I'm looking forward to the draft. I'm looking forward to the
it's gonna be fun.
I'm just looking forward to the fun of it, the seeing who's going to take who and this, that, and the third, and how it's all going to play out, and then who all going to have to get ready to talk smack about their team or talk smack about the
that's gonna be fun.
This, that, and the third. So it's going to be fun tonight, and I will let y'all know how we turn out and everything. By the time Jacob gets ready to come back on, we'll be talking about our teams and talking about our fantasy teams and how everything is going to be going. So tonight is going to be special. Tonight is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, Jacob, and made a happy drafting, bro.
Yep. It'll be fun. I love this time of year in general, just because the start of a new college football season is like every fan base has hope. Everyone you talk to thinks their team's going to be really good. If if they are or they're not, either way, everyone has hope. Everyone's 0-0 right now. It's a new season. So, I love this time of year and just can't wait for the season.
Right. Now, I'm going to do –
Steven right here. Steven says, Bama going 12-0. Everybody you talk to thinks their team's going 12-0 right now.
Well, you know what? Now, this is how this is how I see it. It's only one game that really worries me, and that's the first one. That's the only game that worries me. I've been hearing a lot of talk about if we play this game or this game bothers me. I was listening to the locker room just a minute ago, and just one guy said, "Oh, I'm worried about South Carolina. I'm worried about this one. I'm worried about that one. I'm worried about Florida State." Now, why? It's the first game of the year. A lot of mistakes will be made. You know, I've already said how I think the game is going to start. If Alabama gets the ball first, I have an envision in my head what's going to happen or what could happen. And I'm telling you now, if Jacob, if Florida State launches an all-out blitz on Bama's offense, and launches an all-out blitz, put like 6-7 in the box, and bring the house, and whomever is back there, whether it's Ty, Austin, Keelan, it doesn't matter, and they bring an all-out blitz, and Bama completes it and bust it for a long one or even a touchdown, it's going to be a long day for Florida State. I'm telling you now. It's going to be a long day.
I think you guys are going to win that game. I get that it's on the road and all that, but there's a huge talent disparity between those two rosters and two teams, and you guys should handle them pretty easily, I think. But
I'm just worried. I'm worried about that because we have a new quarterback. We have everybody says that all of the sports writers are saying he's unproven, and I understand that. But what they also have to understand, over half of the SEC this year has unproven quarterbacks. They're starting with new quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So
that's my favorite. That's like my favorite storyline of this college football season is all the new quarterbacks at a lot of the big time schools like Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Alabama, even Georgia to some extent. We did see Gunnar Stockton play a little bit, but he still has a lot more to prove. So that's what's so fun about this season. We haven't had a season like this in a while. Mostly all the big dogs have new even Texas to some extent. I mean, obviously we saw Arch Manning, but he's only started a couple games.
So it is what it is. So I'm more or less worried about Florida State, how this first game is going to go. Once that game is over, we win the game, then I can move on. Now, big dog got to eat. I hope you don't think that I'm going to say I'm shaking in my shoes about Tennessee. I'm never worried about a team that's dressed in orange that look like a popsicle. I'm never worried about them. I'm never worried about Tennessee.
I don't think Tennessee is going to be very good this year. I could be wrong, but I think they're going to maybe win 8 or 9 games, take a step back from last year. But like I said, I could totally be wrong.
No, I'm not worried about I'm not worried about that dreamsicle. I'm really not. I'm just not worried about that popsicle looking team. I'm just not. Y'all listen. We weren't worried about y'all. Really, we weren't. But big dog, this is a new year. Let me put this disclaimer out there, Jacob. I'm glad he put that out there. Let me put this disclaimer out there. The last I checked, this is 8/6/2025. While everybody's still harping on 2024, this is a brand new season. It's a brand new season. Why are we still bringing up 2024 stuff? Michigan is looking forward to beating Ohio State again for how many years in a row now?
Someone is saying in the chat, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Is that Nero or N?
Yeah, Nero.
Nero. He's saying that Tennessee shut everyone down. Well, they definitely did not shut Ohio State down.
Man,
I mean, I think Tennessee will be decent, but
listen. You know what? I'm going to take my glasses off to say this here.
I'm just saying they're talking a lot of crap about Tennessee.
I
man.
know it. I know it. I know it. We can go look at the stats. Number 6 defense. Come on, give me all your stats there, Nero. Give me all your stats. And all I'm going to say is y'all went up to Ohio State, took your shirts off, got out there and got the flexing, and Ohio State found every way to beat y'all and y'all couldn't stop them. Ohio State would have spanked Bama too. But they didn't. Y'all got to the playoffs. We didn't. Played Michigan. Michigan beat us 2 years in a row. Okay, that was then. This is now. Now, you all know, y'all already know, Nero. Let's put it like this. We'll see you in October. Okay?
That's what makes college football great, though.
We'll see you in October.
Everyone loves to talk smack. Makes the season great. Yeah, I haven't looked a ton into Tennessee, but I think it's going to depend on how good Joey Aguilar is. Obviously, they lost Nico. They brought in the quarterback from App State. Their season is probably going to depend on how good he is. They lost their really good running back Dylan Sampson. I haven't looked at Tennessee's schedule closely, but I think they'll maybe win 8 or 9 games. But
ask and you shall receive. There, Jacob. Here we go. Tennessee's schedule is as such. They play Syracuse.
That's a win.
They play East Tennessee State.
Win. Yeah.
They play Georgia.
Is that on the road or at home?
They play them at home.
That's probably a loss, but you never know. I'm going to say a loss, but it's at home. It's early in the season, and I don't really know about Georgia's quarterback. They maybe could sneak that one, but I'm probably going to say a loss.
Then they play UAB.
Yep, win.
They go to Mississippi State.
Another win. 4.
They play Arkansas. Then they
at
go
home again. Yeah, that should be another win. They did lose to Arkansas last year, but I have to imagine at home they probably win.
Then they come to Bama.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably a loss on the road for sure.
They go to Kentucky.
Win.
And then they play Oklahoma.
That's going to be an interesting game because at that point in the season, Oklahoma, I think, is going to be pretty good. I think Oklahoma is going to be good this year. I think it might just take them some time because they're breaking in a lot of new pieces on offense, and a couple of their key players are coming off of serious injuries. So I think at that point in the season, Oklahoma will be pretty good. That'll be an interesting game.
And then they play New Mexico State.
Another win.
They go to Florida.
If DJ Lagway is healthy and if DJ Lagway is playing that game, I'm going to say loss. I don't think Tennessee has won in Gainesville since like 2003. Tennessee always finds ways to lose there. So I would say loss, but that all depends on DJ Lagway. That dude is hurt all the time. If he's out, then yeah.
And then they play Vanderbilt.
That should be a win, I would think, at home too. But their schedule is not too bad. I think if they can find a way to split Georgia and Bama, if they can just find a way to win one of those 2 games, Tennessee's schedule is not overly hard, in my opinion.
It's really not. But one game I do want to say, I want to talk about as it relates to Tennessee. Excuse me. One thing about Tennessee, and that's this here. A lot of that Georgia-Tennessee game is going to be a good game.
I think so.
It's going to be a good game. And Tennessee is catching Georgia in Tennessee this year. Or Georgia's catching Tennessee at home. Okay.
And early in the season.
And it's early in the season. Because See, I follow my madness here. See, sometimes it's not the team that you play. Sometimes it's when you play them.
Yes, exactly.
Georgia, that time of the year, that's going to be their first big test.
Right.
That's going to be their first big test. Just be honest with you. That's going to be Georgia's first big test.
Yeah.
Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again. I'm not so quick, and I hope and pray Nero and them see which way I'm coming from here. I'm not so quick to write Georgia in there as an automatic win for Georgia. Tennessee's going to play those guys tough, man. They're going to play them tough.
I'm the same way. I still have a lot of questions about Georgia, too, just with their quarterback.
Gunner came in doing his thing with Georgia and everything. But Aguilar is going to come in, and he's going to do his thing with Tennessee. I'm just of the firm belief that game could be a trap game for Georgia. That game could really be a trap game because everybody's hyping Georgia up. They're hyping them up. They're getting the love, and I can understand that. I can understand that. I can see why. But
if you think about it,
Tennessee out. Let me see something here.
In theory, if you think about it, Tennessee could lose to Bama and Georgia, and they could still go 10-2 and make the playoff. I mean, their schedule is very favorable. And if they can sneak the Georgia game at home, if they can sneak Georgia at home early in the season, that's going to be early in the season. That's Georgia's first hard game, I think. I think week 1 Georgia has Marshall. I'm not sure about week 2, but. Yeah, I think Tennessee has a fighting chance in that game. I find it hard to believe that they're going to win in Alabama just because of what happened last year. I just don't think that's going to happen 2 years in a row. And it's hard to win on the road in the SEC, and especially a rivalry game. I think Alabama will beat Tennessee at home. But, yeah, Tennessee has a favorable schedule, Nero, so I see why you're excited about the season. If you guys find a way to beat Georgia right off the bat, you guys should be looking at a really promising season. But if not, I think you guys could still make the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I give credit where credit is due. Yeah, Tennessee, y'all beat us last year, and no one is denying that. But I'm going to say this: yeah, y'all beat us 2 out of the last 3 years. I got that part. But, bruh, let's not forget that we did beat y'all like 12 years in a row, right? Right?
And if we're being super serious, like that's all fun for rivalry talk and smack talk, but last year has no indication on this year.
Exactly. It has no bearing. It's a brand new
it's fun
year.
to talk smack and say, when you're talking, I get that. But if we're actually breaking down the football season from,
No, Nero, you don't own the series. Sir.
Last year doesn't have any indication.
I don't think you own the series. I think you might want to go back and redo your work on that one, bro. You don't own the series. I don't think so.
But like I said, I think Tennessee definitely has a chance at the playoffs, and I hope you guys sneak Georgia. I hope you guys beat Georgia. I've never really been a big fan of Georgia. So,
I'm just saying. Okay, I bleed crimson. Thank you. See, I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to just put that 15 out there like that. I was really trying to be nice. But yeah, Nero, we beat y'all 15 years in a row. So how do you own the series? I was
15
just trying
in
to
a
be
row.
nice.
15 in a row, man. That's
15 in
tough.
a row.
That is tough. Beat them like they stole something.
And the games were not even close, bruh. Good morning, Bino.
Tennessee is a program Tennessee's a program that reminds me in a lot of ways of Michigan, just the fact that they were good in the late 90s and they have that championship like Michigan does. And then they hired a couple of bad coaches, and that can really turn your program south quick. And Josh Heupel almost kind of reminds me of Michigan's Jim Harbaugh. It takes time, but I think Heupel's on the right track. I don't know if Heupel will ever win a natty, but at least Tennessee is competitive again. So,
Nero, look at that right there. Now show me where you run the series, bro. You're not even close. I'm just saying. And I'm of the firm persuasion Bama gonna beat you this year. We owe you. We owe you.
I have to, like I said, I don't care either way. I'm not a fan of either team, but I have to just use it in all the football sense I can think of and come up with. I have to imagine at home, Alabama's at home, coming off of the loss to Tennessee last year. I have to think that Alabama's going to win.
I like that. Big dog got to eat. This is a new era, and you know what? I'm not even going to lie about that. It is a new era. It's a new era. Nobody's denying that, bro. It's a new era, and some things are going to change. I'm just being honest with you. You know, some things are going to change. So I'm just saying, bro, it's gonna be fun, but Tennessee playing Georgia that early in the year. If Georgia loses that game, Jacob, now it goes back to like what you said, and I'm gonna flip that. Even if Tennessee loses to both Bama and Georgia, they can still make the playoff if they run the table on everybody else.
Yeah, that's the thing about their schedule. They have a schedule that sets up where they could lose both those games and still make it. But obviously, if I was Tennessee, my goal, just split those two games, just find a way, you know, more likely to beat Georgia at home like we're talking about, but just find a way to split those two games and you're in a really good position.
Tennessee was managed for a long time, and they were. Philip Fulmer kind of did y'all in, man.
Reminds me a lot of Michigan, like I said, a couple bad coaching hires, and your program is cooked. And now you guys are finally getting back on the right track, just like Michigan did with Harbaugh.
Yeah, you know, so congratulations, Tennessee. You know, and I'm one of these guys that when your team is doing good, I might not like you, but I gotta respect you. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what that's all about. So Fulmer did y'all in, but y'all doing the doggone thing now. But y'all not gonna beat us this year. What's up, B Sharp? My brother from another mother is in the house.
I'm just going to throw this out there, too. I'm just going to throw this out there real quick. I think the Tennessee-Syracuse game is more sneaky and better than people think. Syracuse is pretty good, and they're building something. They got the quarterback from Notre Dame. They got a really good coach with Fran Brown. They've been recruiting pretty well. They got some good guys in the portal. They got Angeli, the quarterback from Notre Dame, and he can play. Don't sleep on him. I just think that's going to be a better game than people think week one, and I think Tennessee will win, but I'm just saying I wouldn't sleep on that game.
I see you. What's up, Tyler? He said, we got a Michigan fan here. Go Buckeyes. I'm going to let you handle that one, Jacob, because hey, now, Tyler.
Tyler.
I don't like neither one of y'all, but but Michigan has beat us the last couple of years. I'm talking about they beat us twice in the same year, but they own y'all though.
I found a good stat. I found a good stat recently. Michigan is the first program in history to go 6-0 versus Ohio State and Alabama in a 6-game stretch.
Lord Jesus, man.
Think about that. No one beats Ohio State and Alabama 6-0, six games in a row or whatever.
And I mean,
so,
and listen,
crazy. It's crazy.
And listen, and you can't deny that. You can't deny it, Jacob. I mean, like You can't deny what Michigan has done. You might not want to admit it. You might not like it. We may not like we may not like it at all. But check this out. Michigan has owned Alabama. Oh, it may break my heart to say that. But Michigan has owned Alabama. And the thing about it, and the thing about it is, Jacob, I said I was going to say this morning. And I am going to say it like right now. So give me a minute right here, Jacob. Until the NCAA comes with some substantial evidence, and the evidence sticks about Michigan, as of 8:45 Central Standard Time on 8/6/2025 in the year of our Lord, Michigan is still innocent until proven guilty. I'm just saying now, we can speculate, we can say this, we can say that, we can say the other. But it's mighty funny. That the NCAA has not come out with anything yet, Jacob. And so I'm just gonna say
that whole thing is crazy, man. We're just like, we're all just waiting. We're all, there were so many people that said it was going to happen last week. And it seems like they say that every week. And now we're halfway through this week. We're already on Wednesday and nothing happened. It's going to happen when it happens. And nobody knows. People act like they know. There was a lot of people last week on like social media saying that the result, it was going to come out last week and then it never did. And I was just reading through the chat. Someone from said Bama Michigan series is 3-3. I believe it's 4-3 now for Michigan. Can Michigan win without cheating? Yeah, I think so. We beat Ohio State last year and we won the national championship when Stallions was suspended. So yes, I think the answer to that is yes. A lot of interesting comments in the chat.
And see, Jacob, when you come, man, the chat kind of lights up a little bit there.
Amber said Jalen Milroe has Michigan fans gassed up. Yeah, she likes to blame Jalen Milroe for your guys' losses.
I can't blame Jalen. I see, and that's where we differ. I understand Jalen made some mistakes. I got that part. But those mistakes, okay, let me put it this way. Where was Jalen Milroe when who was the guy scored the touchdown for Michigan?
In the Rose Bowl, it was Blake Corum.
Where was Jalen Milroe then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a team effort. There's a lot more people. You can never just blame one person.
You know what, Jacob? I'm going to put it to you like this. On that Blake Corum play, I saw that one coming soon as they came out the huddle. I said, because see, Bama did not adjust their defense. They didn't adjust it. That play was supposed to have been blown up from the word go. If you had a pull, you had a ball up a DB to take the guy coming out the backfield right there and bought him up from the word go, cheated him on up, and to blow that play up from the start.
Yeah.
Because if anything, blame Bama Center. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that too. Saying that it's 3-3. From I just did look it up again. It is 4-3. It hasn't. You probably didn't see the updated one. Michigan beat Bama in 1988 in the Hall of Fame Bowl. They beat them with Tom Brady in 2000, and then the most recent the last 2 years. And then you guys beat us in 2012. You guys smoked us 41-14. If you guys remember that game, first game of the season. And then you guys beat us in the Citrus Bowl with Najee Harris and Mac Jones. You guys smoked us. And then you guys beat us in 1997 Outback Bowl. Michigan does lead the series 4-3 just because of the last two games.
So I'm just saying, Michigan.
I hope we play you guys again. I know you guys want another crack at us, and man, I feel like if we beat you guys one more time,
good morning, Governor. The governor of Discord, JB718. Good morning. But that's what I was about to get to, Jacob. I'm glad you brought that up. I was about to get to that. Where do you think there is a chance? Let's throw all these allegations. Let's throw all this court stuff. Nothing happened. Just like Auburn was talking about August the 1st. August the 1st came and went without a hitch. I still haven't seen what Auburn has done. What they said something was going to happen on August the 1st.
Yep.
Nothing happened and all that good stuff. So let's throw away all this court stuff. Let's forget all of that. What do you think? Because I saw the other day in the coaches poll, Jacob, where Michigan, I want to say, is ranked like number 13, 15, something like that.
14.
Yeah. So we see that according to the coaches poll, Michigan has no shot of being in the college football playoffs, right? To let them tell it. Just to let them tell it, right?
They have us ranked at 14, so yeah.
All right. So from Jacob Underwood Unleashed perspective, where do you see Michigan at the end?
Yeah, I think honestly, the game that is going to define the whole season, the game that's going to tell us everything, it's week 2. It's early, it's week 2. I seriously think this game is going to just, like, if Michigan wins week 2 in Norman, Oklahoma, I think the sky is the limit. I think that Michigan could go 12-0. I really do think that. But that game, I can't remember a game early in the season that has just felt so huge and is just it's like a swing game for the whole season. If we go and we lose there, we're gonna be maybe just trying to fight to get to 9-3 or fight to try to get to 10-2. But if we go there and we win in Oklahoma, a tough place to play, Brett Venables has a really good defense always. If we win that game, I think the sky is the limit for us, like I said, and I think we will make the college football playoff. But yeah, that game, man, I'm just so, like, there's so much riding on the line for it. And I think it's really similar for Oklahoma too, because they're in the same kind of a spot as Michigan. They need a big bounce back season. So it's really, I think it's one of the biggest games of the early season, even more so in a different type of way. Obviously, like Ohio State and Texas, they're probably two better teams, and it's going to be a bigger game. But just for what's on the line for both programs and how bad Michigan and Oklahoma both need a huge win early in the season, I think that game is just going to hinge the whole season for Michigan. I really do. Whereas, if Ohio State or Texas, whoever loses that first game, there's still such a great chance they're going to make the playoffs. They're still really good teams. But Oklahoma and Michigan are both just desperate for a huge win. Both programs need a turnaround season. So yeah, that's going to be a good game. So I really think that's going to hinge our whole season. If we win that Oklahoma game, I think we're going to make the playoffs and we could go 12-0. Our schedule is not very hard. That's the thing.
Yeah,
but if we lose that Oklahoma game, we might be fighting to try to make 9-3 or.
Well, if you're saying that, Jacob, now outside of Oklahoma, where would your losses come from?
I could see losing at USC just because Michigan is notoriously like super horrible traveling to the West Coast. We usually always lose when we travel to the West Coast. I don't know why, or I don't know what it is. So that's just a tough place to play in general. Penn State almost lost there last year with a pretty solid team. So that's going to be a tough game no matter what. Just with the travel, it's always tough. USC should be better. We barely beat them at home last year. They should be better with Lincoln Riley, I have to imagine. And then we play at Nebraska. I think we'll win that game. Nebraska's not very scary, but that's still another tough place to play. That's the thing about Michigan's schedule this year. We have 6 road games, which is more than usual. Michigan normally has about 4 road games or 5. Mm-hmm. And we have no back-to-back home games this year. The schedule's tough. The schedule, not really in terms of who we play, we have a pretty decent schedule, but the way the travel is set up and just the logistics of the schedule, like we have no back-to-back home games. So every week it's home, road, home, road, home, road all season long. So there's no, like a couple years we've had like to start the season 4 or 5 home games in a row, let you get in a groove. There's nothing like that this year. And then besides those 3 hard road games, we play Washington at home. Washington is supposed to be better, but that's at the big house. I think we'll win. And then obviously we have the rivalry game against Michigan State. You never know in a rivalry game, as you guys know, anything can happen. And then the big game to end the year, Ohio State at home. And that's a game that, again, anything can happen.
Now y'all should beat Maryland.
Oh, Maryland, yeah, for sure.
And I
Maryland,
really believe,
I'm not worried about, no.
so I believe Loxley's on the hot seat there.
Yep.
I believe Loxley's on the hot seat there at Maryland. Maryland's just one of those places that's hard to coach or hard to because it's not necessarily a football school, if you will. It's more basketball oriented, and so some of those schools like that are just going to be just really going to be hard to win. Those programs are hard to maintain winning traditions. You have some good years, you have some down years, and so Maryland's just one of those places. They're never going to. I'm not going to say never, but they will hardly ever beat a Michigan or Ohio State, a Penn State. They're not.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time. I can't tell you the last time we lost to Maryland. Actually, in 2023, the year we won the championship, we almost. I mean, we didn't almost lose, but it was a 1-score game. There has been a couple years. Actually, I didn't know. I don't know if you remember, but Tua's brother was the starting quarterback at Maryland, and he was pretty decent. Tua's brother was the starter at Maryland for like 3 seasons, and he was a pretty decent quarterback. He could throw that ball and make some plays, so he was pretty decent. But Maryland is usually not very tough. But yeah, I would just say everyone in the chat, week 2, if you want to watch a good game, watch Michigan and Oklahoma. That's going to be 2 teams that are just desperate for a big win early in the season, trying to rebound after last year. Both teams had seasons that were below their standard, and both teams are just going to be desperate for that win. So that's going to be a really good game with a lot on the line.
I've said before, and when the schedules first came out, Jacob, I told everybody, watch that game right there.
Yeah.
Michigan, Oklahoma, that's going to be the game of the day. Yeah. That game right there for Michigan and Oklahoma, like you said, and Jacob, this is not the first time I've heard you say it, that game is going to determine the trajectory of either team, which way that they're going. Yeah. Because if Oklahoma beats Michigan, Oklahoma's gonna be formidable for everybody. If Michigan goes into Oklahoma and beat them, then look out, Michigan, here they come.
That's exactly how I feel. It's a week 2 game, but it really swings and hinges the whole season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we win, 11-1 or 12-0 is on the table and realistic. If we lose, it could be 9-3 or it could be worse. It's just that huge of a game. So I love those kind of games, though. Pressure is a privilege, and when you're a big program and you get them big games, as Alabama knows, man, those are fun. So
excuse me, but I tell you what, but that Oklahoma-Michigan game, week 2, watch it, pay attention to it. It's going to carry more ramifications, just like I've been saying in week 1 with, I don't like to bring them up too much, but that Auburn-Baylor game is going to be more important than what a lot of people giving it credit for, because that game for Auburn, if Auburn loses that game, I'm telling you now, if Auburn loses that game, begin to listen for the rumblings coming out of Opelika. Start listening for them. They're coming. They're going to call for Hugh Freeze right then and there. They're going to call for him if they lose. If Baylor loses, I don't think too much. That game is not going to hurt Baylor too much, even if they lose it.
No.
Because Baylor in that Big 12 is going to be better than what people give them credit for. But that week 1 game of Baylor, Auburn, that game is going to be important to hold up. I want to see this.
Another one more point I was just going to make about Michigan, Oklahoma, and then Texas, Ohio State, for example. You guys know, like, these games are important too because they're between the 2 biggest power conferences, and at the end of the season, when it comes to the playoffs and it comes to seeding and all that, these games are going to be used as talking points, and they're going to be used as measuring sticks. And if, just for an example, if Michigan goes in and smokes Oklahoma and Norman, and Ohio State hammers on Texas, when it comes to the end of the season, the Big Ten is going to have a little bit of a leg up, and they're going to use those matchups as talking points. And same thing if the SEC handles business, if Texas handles Ohio State, and if Oklahoma handles Michigan. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, and I guarantee at the end of the season when they're talking about the college football playoffs and all that, they're going to use those games as little measuring sticks to say, well, the Big Ten's better, look what happened when Ohio State played Texas, or the SEC's better, So they're big games for a lot of reasons, and I'm just looking forward to it.
So I'm really looking forward to that week 2 matchup with Oklahoma, Michigan. Now, even though the Lord willing, I'll be at the Bama ULM game, and I will be I'm gonna have my phone charged up, and I'm gonna be looking at that game of Michigan and Oklahoma, because I'm telling you now, that game will, like what you said, Jacob, that game is going to decide a lot of things. It's going to have a lot of ramifications going down the stretch.
Yep.
As it relates to the college football playoff, because these Power 4 conferences that are playing each other. That's why I keep telling y'all that Auburn and Baylor game, that's the Big 12 versus the SEC. Bama, Florida State, that's the ACC versus the SEC. And let me tell you something.
You're going to have LSU Clemson's another one.
LSU Clemson, same thing. Good morning. Good morning, Carla.
So yeah, these out-of-conference matchups are really going to be used for people to try to say what conference is better. So that's why they're so, at the end of the season when they're talking about the playoffs and who should make it or whatever, they're going to try to use those to say which conference is better. So yeah, they have a lot of meaning,
And so, like I said, you got Syracuse, Tennessee, Bama, Florida State, LSU, Clemson, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Notre Dame, Miami, TCU, North Carolina.
I don't think the ACC is going to fare very well. The only ACC team out of those I think that's going to win is Clemson. I think you guys have the SEC has a lot of matchups versus the ACC. And I think you guys are going to handle. I don't think the ACC is going to be very good this year, but I do think Clemson will handle LSU.
And so I'm just saying that these games, when you begin to look at it from what you talked about, from the perspective of what could possibly be down the road as it relates to the playoffs and this and that and the third. These games are important. So, it's best, you better handle business. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
You better handle business.
So in a way, like, it's weird because in a way, like, I want Ohio State to beat Texas just because, of what we're talking about, but I can't do it. I hope Texas just throttles them, and I'll take the loss for the Big Ten. That's fine. I hope Texas throttles Ohio State. I really hope they do.
I want Ohio State to beat Texas. I ain't studying.
Yeah, you're the opposite.
I'm the opposite. I want Ohio State to beat them. Now, mind you, I do not like Ohio State. And everybody knows that I don't. I do not like Ohio State at all. But when it comes down to Texas is running that trap and all that kind of stuff. I need Ohio State to handle business that day. I don't give a good 10 cents if it was Michigan that they were playing. If Michigan would play, I'm gonna tell you like this: when Texas played y'all last year, I was going for Michigan. I can't stand Texas.
I was at that game. I was actually at that game. That was, Texas played good. No excuses. They whooped the crap out of us. And Texas is good. I give them their respect. But they have been talking a little bit crazy. They have a lot of hype around them, and their quarterback has a lot of hype around them. But we've seen stuff like this happen before. And sometimes when teams get too much hype, like we said, they can crash and burn. So there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on them this year, so we'll see how they do.
Well, Arrow Squad, big Ohio State fan, man. Thank you for being here, but I want y'all to beat Texas. I need you to beat Texas now. I need you to beat Texas. Now, I don't give a what you do with the rest of them, but I want y'all to beat. I need y'all to beat Texas. I need that, in the worst way, But let's address the question in the chat, though, Jacob. Does Michigan start Underwood?
Yeah, we're gonna start Underwood. They're still saying it's a quarterback competition because we have Underwood and then we have Mikey Keene, who we brought in as a transfer from Fresno State. He has like 34 games of starting experience. He has decent numbers. He's decent. He's nothing great, but he's better than what we had last year. But we're gonna. I would almost guarantee you I can say we're gonna start Bryce Underwood. He has talent that we've never seen at Michigan before, just with his arm talent. Number 1 overall player in the country. You don't pay a guy like that much money to sit the bench. And he's gonna be the starter. We're all excited for it. Michigan hasn't really ever had a quarterback with this much talent. Obviously, J.J. McCarthy was good, and he was a top 10 NFL draft pick, and he was a good quarterback. But Bryce Underwood, if any of you guys have ever seen any of his film or anything, he is on a different level. He's 6'5", 230 pounds as a true freshman, NFL size. He can throw, he can run. So we're all really hyped up about him. I know a lot of people, rival fans, are saying he's not going to be good or he's going to be DJU or something like that, but I think the kid is going to be really good. I've seen him play in person a lot of times. He's from Michigan. He set all the Michigan records. He won the state championship as a freshman and a sophomore. He threw 40 touchdown passes as a freshman in high school. I mean, to me, he's just on a different level. And he would have started almost any school he went to besides LSU. He wouldn't have started at LSU. They have, Nussmeier's probably a Heisman caliber quarterback, but anywhere else, I think Underwood would have started. There's just some guys that are just at that level that they, you have a Jeremiah Smith, a Bryce Underwood, those special for Ryan Williams. Those sometimes freshmen are so special that they just start.
Yeah. And so there you have it, Dino. Yes, the freshman will start. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if he had went to LSU, they were going to start. No, I'm not gonna say that. I think
Nussmeier would have started, but
Nussmeier would have started.
There's a lot of schools around the country where Underwood would start. He might. I don't even know. You would have to tell me. He might even start at Alabama. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's on a different level.
Yeah, Nussmeier, that dude, man, and you have to give him.
Yeah, he's in the Heisman conversation. Nussmeier would have started.
But I even said it, that week 1 game of LSU Clemson. That's going to be the battle of 2 Heisman Trophy candidates of Klubnik and Nussmeier. So you can't deny that. You might not like them. Good morning, DSGB84. Good morning.
Throwing those two quarterbacks that you just said, throw in Arch Manning, Jeremiah Smith, and that's probably your Heisman favorites.
I say let that Heisman thing play itself out. Right now, it will be those 4 that you named, but the season is long. The season is hard. The season is grueling. And I'm going to say this. sometimes players have this tendency of falling off. You hype them up during the summer and the off season and this, that, and the third, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's the way it's going to be.
I can see. Oh, go ahead.
I'm about to say something, and this is just Piano Man's opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. We're going to find out this year just how good Jeremiah Smith really is. I'm going to say that. Last year, he benefited from having a good roster around him. Now that some of those guys have left in one way or another, and you got a new quarterback, you know, will this just be lock and reload? All that kind of stuff. We're going to see just how good Jeremiah Smith is. You'll see how good Julian Sayin is. You'll see how good, let me see, what's the guy's name? Another wide out over there.
You got Carnell Tate.
Yeah, him. So we will see just how good Jeremiah Smith is this year under a new offensive scheme, if you will. That might not be the right word to use.
It's just, yeah, I think that too. And it's just going to be every single team that they play is going to just game plan around him. If you look at what Michigan did against him, we held him to 35 yards. And then if you look at what Texas did with their game plan, they held him to, I believe, 3 receiving yards. So it's just, you know, when you're that good of a player, everyone has their game plan built around you. So we'll see what he can do. And anytime Ohio State plays a big matchup, you know, the other team's defensive game plan is to take away Jeremiah Smith, and we'll see what he can do. But yeah, he's, in my opinion, definitely the best receiver in college football. So
yeah,
but it's hard when team's whole game plan is built around you. It's hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see just how good he is this year. Yep. When he's really the focal point. He came in as a freshman, so because they had Ibikwa, I think, I can't pronounce his name.
Ibuka, yep.
Yeah, him. See, that's who was supposed to be featured. You see what I'm saying? Jeremiah Smith came in and did the doggone thing. Well, now it falls on him from the word go, but now you have Julian Sayin as quarterback. So that's why I said that this year, as far as that Heisman talk goes, either you're going to be in or you're going to be out. And so we're going to see how K. Klubnik, Gary Nussmeier, week 1, head-to-head, that's going to be, we're going to see right there what that's going to be about. We're going to see what it's just going to be a wait-and-see thing. Jeremiah Smith, got those along with probably someone else. So it's all the wait to see game, but the season is long. Season hadn't even started yet, and so it could be a dark horse come up out.
Yeah, I was going to say every year there's a guy that comes out of nowhere that we're not even thinking about. Those are just the favorites, but people are forgetting, I think, and not realizing how hard it is for a receiver to win the Heisman. Obviously, Travis Hunter won it, but he played both ways, so that doesn't really count because he had defensive stats added on there too. But the last receiver was Smitty from you guys, and you have to just go so crazy, and you have to benefit from there not being a quarterback that has a crazy season. So it's hard for a receiver to win the Heisman.
Yep, real hard. Running backs, quarterbacks.
Very,
easy. But an O lineman, a D lineman, linebacker, wide receiver, hard to win. Hard to win.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hard to win them. Because you have to really, out of the running back, quarterback room, that's who they all look at. But the wide receiver, on the other hand, you have to stand out. As far as that Heisman Trophy winner goes, you really have to stand out in front of everybody.
Even if, like, Jeremiah Smith had a crazy season, like, say he had a really crazy season, but then say Cade Klubnik had a crazy season with like 4,000 yards and like 40-something touchdowns, they're still going to give the nod to the quarterback. So a lot has to go right, I feel like, for a receiver to win the Heisman.
And so I'm not even thinking about the Heisman because when B Sharp and them had that on last night, even if I had been on there, I could not have, I could have just said somebody just out the clear blue sky. But deep in my heart, it's hard for me to say who I think will win it because each year brings on a different, it brings on its own nuances of that particular year. Because it's unfair for me to talk about what Jeremiah Smith did last year. I'm just using him as an example of what he did last year and bring it over into this year, knowing he doesn't have all those Trayvon Henderson and Keyshawn Judkins and you know what I'm saying.
Lost his quarterback, lost his offensive coordinator. Yeah, Ohio State lost a lot on offense. They lost 2 NFL running backs. They lost their offensive coordinator. They lost their quarterback. They lost a lot. So it'll be a transition for them this year. And yeah, we'll see how they do. Obviously, if Julian Sayin isn't very good, that's going to hurt Jeremiah Smith's numbers right there. So there's a lot to see.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. So that's why I'm saying, when I'm not sleep on Jern. I'm not sleep on Jern by a long shot, Jeff. I'm not. Us now.
Jeremy Bernard for your fantasy team. There you go.
I'm not sleep on Jern. See, I see. If you notice, Jacob, I left that fantasy thing alone.
Yeah.
I knew somebody gonna bring something up. I just said I'm going against the grain. I'm not saying who I'm gonna pick on, but I just hope somebody don't get Germ before I do. But Germ's good one,
He's a good player, yeah. He's a good player.
Germ's good one, But I'm just saying, man. But Jacob, let me ask you this. Let's keep it within. Let's keep it with the Big Ten right quick. Your big 3: Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Will Indiana have the success? I think I asked you this last week, but I don't know if I asked you this on this wise. Will Indiana have the same success like they had last year?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to say no, and a lot of that is just because of their schedule. Their schedule last year was super easy, and this year I'll pull up their schedule real quick, but I know their schedule is much harder. I think Indiana will probably win maybe 8-9 games, but if they make the playoffs again, I would be absolutely shocked. I think last year they weren't even very good, in my opinion. I don't think Indiana was that good last year. I think they just benefited from a really easy schedule. And then if you look, the 2 games that they played good teams, they got beat pretty badly, Ohio State and Notre Dame last year. So, yeah, I think Indiana should be solid. They have Mendoza as their quarterback. He's a pretty good quarterback. They got him from Cal in the transfer portal. He has NFL size and NFL arm, and their coach is pretty good. Cignetti's a pretty good coach. He gets talent in the portal, but I can't see them going 11-1. I just pulled up their schedule. So their first 3 non-conference games are all just pretty much a joke. They play Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, all 3 wins. And then they play Illinois. That'll be tough. Illinois is returning, I believe, 16 starters. So that'll be tough. They go at Iowa, always tough. Kinnick Stadium's tough. They go to Oregon, which will probably be a loss. They play Michigan State at home, UCLA at home. They play at Maryland, at Penn State, and then Wisconsin and Purdue. So I think that at Oregon and at Penn State are pretty much 2 automatic losses right there. And then I think that they could lose at Iowa, and then they could lose to Illinois also. So even if they split those 2 games, that's 3 losses. So yeah, I expect Indiana to take a step back, and I think they're probably going to go about 9-3. But But yeah, I can't see them making the playoffs again. It was really more than anything because of their schedule, in my opinion. They were a pretty decent team, but their schedule was super easy.
Well, I'm not looking for Indiana to like what you said. I don't look for Indiana to do that much this year. But I also think by that same token, teams like Bama, teams like Michigan, excuse me, teams like Bama, teams like Michigan, you have to win your games. The games that you're supposed to win, you got to win them. You got to win those games because the playoffs are a tricky thing. I heard them discussing with B Sharp and them last night, and they brought up an interesting scenario. Like you had teams like Ole Miss, you had teams like South Carolina, you had teams like who else was in there? Wasn't in there?
Bama.
Bama didn't go, but Bama did not deserve to go. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah,
Bama did
those
not
were all
deserve to
the
go
9-3 teams. I think the 9-3s were Bama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina.
Yeah,
and then Indiana they put in over that. I mean, I get it because Indiana was 11-1, but strength of schedule and all that, Indiana wasn't very good. They just weren't very good, and that got displayed when they played Notre Dame and Ohio State.
And so I'm just saying that you got to win those games. As far as Ole Miss went, Ole Miss should. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't like they've been playing a lot of the rehashing the games from last year. If you're watching ESPN or if you're watching SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12 network, they're showing different games and this, that, and the third. Watch this. What they went back and showed LSU versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss should have won that game.
Yeah.
Ole Miss should have beaten Kentucky. Ole Miss should have the games that Ole Miss lost. Ole Miss should have won all three of those games. They should have won them. They should have won.
Yeah,
they should have won those games. When you go back and watch how the game unfolded, how the game ended, that LSU game, that was the LSU beat Ole Miss last year the same way LSU beat Bama 2 years ago.
I was going to say
same play.
Yeah, unless I'm thinking of the wrong game, didn't Ole Miss led for like the whole game until the last play, didn't they?
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
And they lined up and bought and got a one-on-one matchup and got a mismatch, if you will.
And then Ole Miss lost
it coming.
Ole Miss lost to Florida too. So Ole Miss had 3 games that they should have won. Any of the 3, if they would have won, they would have been in, but they lost all 3 of them.
Exactly.
I saw a comment in the chat that said if any of them should have made it, it was probably South Carolina because they finished the season 6-0 and they were kind of hot at the end of the season. They beat Clemson. So yeah, if any of the 3 had an argument to make it, I think it would have been South Carolina because you guys obviously had your chance in the Oklahoma game, didn't go well. Ole Miss, like we talked about, so yeah, but South Carolina, I think, is the team that had the best argument.
And and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm going back to the Ole Miss game. What sunk Ole Miss was the Kentucky loss.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Wasn't that at home too, I think?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
They lost to Kentucky in Oxford.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. That made no sense. Lane Kiffin, I think he is a pretty good coach, but man, there's always that one game or a couple games he's kind of like James Franklin almost. But I mean, he did beat Georgia last year. He has won some big games, but.
And then I went back and watched it. I'm gonna tell you this. Speaking of Kentucky was a half a quarterback away from beating Georgia.
Yep.
All they needed was half quarterback.
I remember that game too.
I'm just saying, man, half a quarterback, Georgia would have been a four-loss team because Kentucky almost beat. Georgia had some close scares there. And it kind of showed where the hype of Georgia was coming down.
Georgia has a hard schedule this year. If you look at it, they could lose 3 games, man. We already talked about the Tennessee game they got early on the road. Then they play Alabama, they play Ole Miss, they play Texas, they play Georgia Tech, and a lot of people are sleeping on Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech is a good football team.
Oh yeah,
they should have beat Georgia last year.
Yep.
I see one question in the chat. Who are your top 6 teams that will make the CFP? Are you just basically saying pick 6 teams that I think are locks for the playoffs? I would go Clemson, Texas, Penn State, probably Ohio State. That's tough, man. Probably Bama, because even if you guys go 10-2, you guys are still in the playoffs. And then one more lock, probably Oregon, because their schedule is so easy.
I believe Crimson. Yeah, that's coming. It's a lot of things coming now, and if you really want to, he says, "Are y'all ready for pay-per-view regular season college football game?" In a kind of sort of way. I believe Crimson. We're already doing it. You're already doing it. In certain cases, you're already doing it. Pay-per-view. It's already happening. So
I saw a crazy thing. If you think about just think about for a minute how much money you have to pay if you want to watch every NFL game. There's games on Amazon Prime, there's games on Peacock, there's games on Netflix now on Christmas, there's games on YouTube TV. If you just want to watch the whole NFL season, you want to watch every game, you have to have like 5 different subscriptions now. It's just getting so crazy.
Yep, this is true.
And I mean, that's what they're going to do with college football. They're already putting games on Peacock. They're putting games on different platforms, man. It sucks, but.
Yep. I had to, last year, I can remember what I to watch. Was it? I wanted to watch Bama and Mercer, and it did not come on. It did not come on the regular channels. Yeah. And Jacob, I had to pay for it to watch it on my phone.
Yep.
To watch it on my phone via ESPN. But I had to pay an ESPN subsidiary. Excuse me, y'all. Nose drop got me. I had to pay it. So we're already paying pay-per-view. We're already doing it. College football, y'all, is one of the biggest money-making. It's a money-making machine. Yep. And the thing about it is, and we are living proof that college football is more talked about and more propagated than the NFL any day. You don't talk about pros like that 24/7, even in the off season. Pro football does not get the same publicity anymore that college football gets. People do that. We as fans have the biggest reason for doing that. And I am Jeff. I'm gonna get that YouTube TV. I look here. Piano
that's
Man.
What I got.
Yeah, Piano Man. I'm going in kicking and screaming about some stuff. But trust me, I went and got me a smart TV here the other week. And Jacob, I got it simply because of football season. That's the reason I got it. And I got it synced up with my phone and all that good stuff. So,
I got YouTube TV, too. I can recommend. YouTube TV is good. You get pretty much every single game. It's good for college football. You can do multi-view. You can watch multiple games. I don't personally like to do that. I know some people do. Do you like to do that, or do you just like to have one game on, or do you like to have like the split screen?
Well, and so forgive me, Jacob. Forgive me, chat, how I'm about to say this. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. and when the Tide is on, I don't care if Joe's Thanksgiving turkey ain't showing up till next Mother's Day. I'm watching the Tide. That's it. Now, that's what they got the ticker for down there, is to keep me up to date on where all the rest of these scores are. I can't watch all them games. My brain won't let me do it.
I'm the same way. I don't really enjoy watching multiple games at once. It's hard to focus. I like watching one game at a time. And if anything, if it's a commercial, I'll flip and check another game, flip the channel real quick. But no, I don't really like watching the multi-view. I know a lot of people love the multi-view where you have like 4 games on at once on your screen. I don't like that, though.
I got ADHD and all that kind of stuff. I can't watch it. I can't pay attention to it. Like I said,
now what Dwight is saying here is a good setup. He's just saying he's got 3 TVs at once, and he's got all 3 games on different TVs. Now that's a good way to go.
I still can't. I still can't do that, Dwight. You my producer, you my dog and everything, but my brain ain't wired up like that.
Amber's brother, Amber in the chat that you guys know, her brother has a setup like that, and it's pretty freaking cool. He has like 3 huge TVs, and he just has, it's really, I've seen some cool setups like that. So that's cool. Dwight. If you have a setup like that, that's really cool.
Now I'm about to change. Now JB Governor said UTTV is just like the NFL Network, and I've heard that too. But I am about to change up my trajectory here on my setup here, Jacob. So I will probably go to 2 screens and go get me two screens, and everything far as my channel goes. But just to watch a game, man, let me tell you something. Give me my Alabama Crimson Tide, and I don't give a good rat's behind about nobody else. Now, if they playing, God bless them. I'll see the score. I got it on ESPN coming up on my phone. Got my notifications. Who in it? Who losing? Yep. That's fine. Long as Alabama playing, don't nobody else even matter to me. Do you watch NFL pretty much every Sunday or no? Yeah. You know what? The Lord gonna get me for this, Jacob. But I want church to hurry up and come on and get out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. NFL Sundays are great. I love NFL Sundays, too. You said you Steelers, so all right. Your team is – we'll see what your team can do. You guys got an old Aaron Rodgers, but, I mean, that's better than what you guys had. So, with your guys' defense, you guys should be pretty good.
Man, look, the Steelers, they you know what? The Steelers will mess up a 1-car parade, man. I'm telling you now. They do some dumb stuff up there in that administration. They just doing some dumb stuff right about now. But Dino, Go Brown, or Ebony will love you. Where
Go
Ebony
Brown.
At when you need her?
I want to see Shedeur Sanders start for the Browns. I just want to see him give him a chance.
They doing Shedeur wrong, but Shedeur gonna rise, man. Shedeur gonna rise.
I just want to see him get a chance. But I did see yesterday that he's starting the preseason game this week.
Yeah,
I think they play on Friday night, and he's starting. So I just want to see the kid get a chance, man. He was fun to watch in college, and he has talent. No one can deny that.
Yeah, he just didn't have the pieces to go around at Colorado to make him elite.
Besides Travis Hunter, Colorado wasn't great, obviously, but he made it work. Yeah, Latoya, yeah, I just want to see him give him a chance too. Joe Flacco is not the answer. He's in year 18. You know what Joe Flacco is. He's decent, but he's in year 18. I mean, he's at the end. The Browns need to find someone. Kenny Pickett is horrible. Dylan Gabriel's not an NFL quarterback. I don't know why the Browns took him. And I think Shedeur Sanders has a chance.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So, but it's going to is going to be interesting this upcoming football year.
Yeah.
I said it before. I'll say it again, that this football season, both college and NFL, is going to be a special year.
Yes,
It's going to be a special year. Now, I'm going to say this, LaToya. Both you and Jacob talked about Pickett. Pickett is an example of, I call him, he's a college quarterback that went pro, and that same game did not work for him. He won't last too much longer in pros because he's not, just from where I'm sitting, he doesn't have that it factor.
No,
he doesn't.
I feel the same way about Dylan Gabriel too. He was good at Oregon and he was good in their system as a college quarterback, but I don't think Dylan Gabriel's an NFL quarterback. I said that before the draft. I said that last year. I don't think he's going to be very good.
Now, Steven, that's how I figured. When Bama is on, nothing else matters. I ain't watching nobody else. I could care less about who playing. Now, will I keep up with another score? Sure I will. On my phone, yeah. But when I'm watching that game, don't bother me. Don't bother me with about another game. I could care less.
Jeff Stapleton had a good question. He's talking about Bryce Young. What do you think about Bryce Young in the NFL? Is he a bust, or is he closer to a bust, or do you think he just has a bad team, or what do you think?
Bryce Young, now, y'all might not agree with this, but hear me out. I wish that Bryce would have stayed his last year. We wouldn't be having this conversation because he would have been with a better team.
Yep.
Bryce is in a hellified situation.
Yep.
With the Panthers. They are horrible. If they don't improve, if they do not improve their O-line play to get him some protection, if they don't improve that, Jacob, Bryce Young will have a short career in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it won't be because Bryce is a bust.
Yeah.
It'll be because Bryce doesn't have the pieces.
Yeah, they're trying to get him killed. Last year, I saw a stat. He was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. They're just trying to get him killed, man.
Yeah, so he's not a bust. You know, protection. They've got to get him protection. Now, down the stretch last season.
He played good, yeah. He played really good down the stretch. After he came back, he was killing it. LaToya, I agree with LaToya. She said she thinks that they're scared Shedeur will get the job and run with it. I agree. I think they've kind of tried to sabotage him all along just because of who his dad is. The way they did him in the draft and just the way I think they're trying to break his confidence and they're trying to break him. All because of who his dad is, I think. A lot to do with it. And trying to humble him a little bit, but I think if Shedeur gets a chance, I think he could be pretty good.
I mean, you know, and then you're dealing with the Browns. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's say this: the Browns are, with the right coaching, making moves, doing this, that, and the third. The Browns are not a bad team. They're not a bad team. They just need coaching. Excellence.
Especially defensively. There's been a couple years they've had some really good defenses, but man, they haven't been able to figure out the quarterback position in like 30 years? You're older than me. When's the last time the Browns had a really good quarterback for a sustained amount of time? I mean, they had a couple years of Baker Mayfield, 1 or 2 years. But I don't know the last time the Browns had a really good quarterback for, 5 years or more. They've gone through 30 quarterbacks.
Yeah. See, LaToya, that's what I was saying. I wish that Bryce had to come back for that one last year. I'm gonna say this. If Bryce had to come back instead of leaving and come back that last year, Bama have a natty on their head. Bryce was cold-blooded back there.
In college, yeah,
cold-blooded.
Bryce Young was that dude in college. There's no doubt about that.
He
He
was
was one
that
of the
dude in
best.
college.
He was one of the best college quarterbacks that I've seen in a while for sure. I was surprised that the Panthers took him over CJ Stroud. I thought CJ Stroud's game translated more to the NFL just because he's bigger. He's more of a ball placement specialist. I mean, CJ Stroud's super accurate, probably one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. And the NFL game's a lot different than college. NFL game, you have to throw people open. People that are covered, you have to throw open with ball placement. And CJ Stroud is super good at that. But CJ Stroud had a little bit of a down sophomore year too, so it's really we're gonna see who's better. I think it's still right now you would say Stroud because of his first year, but if Bryce Young comes out and cooks this year, then we'll see.
Ephraim just said, imagine Bryce with this Bama offense now. Oh gosh, that's plumb. That's plumb.
Yeah.
You can't even fathom that.
I think it was the game you guys beat Texas. I don't remember what year that was. Maybe 2022. I don't remember. But I remember it was Bryce Young's game-winning drive, and that was just one of the most surgical. Like, Bryce Young was different in college, man. He just led you guys right down the field, end of the game. He just cooked them. I was like, yeah, it was like he was just lethal. Bryce Young was like that.
Bryce could sort of throw you open too. He could sort of throw you open. And
I think the one thing that scares NFL teams about him is his size. He's not big.
His size. You're right. And with Bryce, man, and I'm gonna say this, and I know some of these Georgia fans, I'm not DSG, but some of these other Georgia fans know good and well the only reason Georgia beat Bama the year that they beat them, no receivers. Bama was smoking Georgia all the way up until J-Mo got hurt.
Yeah.
So we lost Mitchell. We lost J-Mo. Ja'Cory Brooks. I can't think of this other guy's name. Came out. He transferred and went to Oregon. That's all I'm saying. Those guys didn't catch the football. They did not catch the football. So I'm just saying, I wish that Bryce had to come back that last year, and then God knows.
Here's a good question for you in the chat. Jeff Stapleton had a question for you in the chat. Have you heard anything about Grubb threatening to bench him? That's your area of expertise.
No. I have not heard that.
I would find that hard to believe, but hey, you never know.
I don't believe everything that I hear. I have not heard that one, Jeff. I haven't heard that one at all. All I know is that there is a quarterback battle going on. It's still Ty, Austin Mack, Keelan, whomever else is there. There's still a quarterback battle that's going on. Nothing is solidified yet. All I'm saying is, I've said it before, I will say it again. It's all up in the air. Ty's going to be okay. Austin's going to be okay. Keelan's going to be okay. Whomever gets it, they're going to be fine. Bama's going to be okay. Bama is in a different position. Yeah, nobody hit the transfer portal. Okay, that's cool. You got a lot of things going on behind the scenes at Alabama that's not making the media. They're keeping it all inside. You're never going to hear it. We're not going to hear it. Okay, but there's just some things that's going on. But that thing about Ty being benched, nah.
Are you expecting Austin Mack to transfer? I mean, after the season or whatever?
It all depends. We're going to see. I told y'all I see some things going. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Let Bama fool around and win the whole ball of wax this year. If we win the whole thing, our coaching carousel changes. The coaching carousel really begins. People want winners. Schools want winners. Now, like somebody said on a particular show that I was listening to somewhere here in America, Austin Mack is a wild card. Because on the one hand, you got Ty. On the next hand, you got Keelan. But nobody talks about Austin.
That's kind of why I thought he was going to transfer. When you have a guy older than you that's ahead of you, and then you have a guy that's younger than you ahead of you on the depth chart, and you're sandwiched, it's not a good position to be in. When there's a guy younger than you already from everything I've heard, now I obviously, you guys know more than me about your own team, but just from the things I'm reading on the internet, Keelan Russell is almost number 2 and fighting for number 1. So in that case, I have to think Austin Mack's going to transfer, because if Keelan Russell gets ahead of Austin Mack already and he's younger, then Austin Mack's never going to see the field.
You know what? I'm going to say this. I wouldn't say he will never see the field, but I'm going to say this. I wouldn't be so quick to write Austin Mack off. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I wouldn't be so quick to do it. I wouldn't be so quick to do it. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I have a reason for saying it.
I thought Austin Mack was really good. I remember watching Austin Mack as a recruit, and he was at Washington with DeBoer, and I thought Austin Mack was really good. So I think Austin Mack, from everything I've seen, I think Austin Mack has talent and is pretty good. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. That's one of my favorite things to see this year is your guys' quarterback situation. I can't wait to see how it plays out, and I can't wait to see how good whoever you guys go with. I can't wait to see how good they are.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, it goes back to like what Caden Proctor said at SEC Media Day. Those media personnel was really baiting up Caden to say this, that, and the third. And he just kindly said, we have a QB race. We have a quarterback battle going on. That's what's going on. So if the starting left tackle says that that's what's happening, then that's what's happening. That's what's really going on. They have a quarterback battle. So, but I'm telling you now.
I see one comment in the chat. JB says Ty will start by week 4. Will start, but by week 4, if he struggles, Mac comes in. I think that's the last thing that you guys want. Michigan was doing that crap last year with different quarterbacks, different weeks, and that crap never works, man. That's just my opinion. I saw us do it last year, and it did not work. Hopefully, you guys don't have to do that. Hopefully, whoever you guys pick, you guys is just that guy and is that guy for the whole season.
Yeah, I'm like what JB is saying right there. And the key thing is if Ty struggles. So sit down and think about it for a minute. Week 1, you got Florida State. Week 2, you got ULM. Week 3, you got Wisconsin. Now watch this. You got 3 games to get yourself together.
Yep.
Florida State, ULM should be one of those games where mop-up duty is going to be required.
Yep.
That game shouldn't even be close.
And Wisconsin should almost be the same way, in all honesty.
And you're playing Wisconsin in Tuscaloosa. You should know by then whether Ty or whomever the quarterback is, you should know by then who's going to be who, because you have a bye week after Wisconsin, and then game 4 is Georgia in Athens. Everything ought to be solidified. Everything ought to be solidified by week 4. Now, Steven, nobody's saying why not Ty. No, that's not. Don't misconstrue the point. Where the problem comes in is this, and I was listening to this all the way up until late last night, Jacob. Alabama has not made a decision on who the quarterback is. The media has done that. Okay, let's go back to what was said. I'm going to clear this up today. Let's go back to what was said. It was said, and y'all correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. It was said that if Alabama was to play tomorrow, if that was to happen tomorrow, that Ty Simpson would, Ty Simpson would be the starter. That's what was said, right? That's what was said. Now, but we all know that there is no game tomorrow. Number two, it has also been said that, how can I put this? It also was said that nobody has won the job. Nobody. Number three, it was also said that there are some things that all three of them do well, some things they don't do so well. It has to be cleaned out. So, catchable balls, reading the defense, gimmies, things like of that nature. Pay attention to what is being said about your quarterback situation, catchable balls, reading the defense, knowing who has the hot route, who's doing this, who's doing that, who's doing the third, who's able to make the right decisions at the right times, who can throw them all open. That's what they've been saying all along. So there is no starter. There is no starter right now. Yeah.
One thing I was just thinking about over here in my head is, when is the last time that Alabama even had to deal with something like this? Because you guys had Milroe, you guys had Bryce Young, and then you had Mac Jones, and then you had Tua. So when's the last time you guys would be able to tell me, when's the last time Bama had a quarterback competition?
See, and people don't like that because we want to be sure, and when I say we, I'm throwing us all in there as a we, but for those of us that understand what the competition is about. I saw somebody just said Saban would have pulled Milroe so fast. No, he wouldn't. Had the chance to, but he didn't. What's up, Big Orange? He did.
I think it's just, it's a new thing for your whole fan base, because like I was thinking back in my head, you guys probably haven't had one of these since like, was there a QB competition with that year with Jalen Hurts, or I don't even remember, but you guys haven't had one of these in a while.
And remember now, Blake Barnett struggled against USC. He struggled against them. He struggled against USC. I'm just, I'm just saying it for what it is. Like JB said, let me go back to JB's. Let me go back to JB.
Jeff Stapleton made another good point here really quick. He just said, sit back and wait. I agree. And so many fans nowadays get so attached to a certain recruit. But at the end of the day, it's important that for you guys in this situation, you're an Alabama fan first, and then like a, Keelan Russell fan second, and just root for the best guy to help your team win games. And Jeff put it the best way. Just whoever's out there, support. And you're an Alabama fan, number one, and the player's name on the back, number two. So it's easy to get attached to a certain recruit, but at the end of the day, the team and winning games is most important over any individual person.
I'm going to say this, and there's some governor saying, see, that's the problem. People want competition. They want it. And in the words of an old friend, that's what your mouth say. People want competition. But then they say, well, he waited 4 years. That's where that loyalty stuff comes in. And it's his team now. That's where that loyalty stuff. Hold up. What happened now? What happened to the competition? And what governor's saying right there is how I look at it, is that you can't have it both ways. Either you want the competition or you want the loyalty. Which one is it going to be? It can't be both loyalty and competition, and then you end up giving it to the loyalty guy because they was there for 4 years. No, I don't give a who was there for 15 years.
Yeah,
if they didn't measure up, they just don't measure up.
I'm the same way as you. It's harsh, but this is a business that's about winning, and I don't care if my quarterback's been there for 10 years. If one guy's been there for 1 year and he's better, he's the starter. Loyalty doesn't in college football. It just is not, to me. It's not the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah,
whoever's better is going to start. It doesn't matter if the other guy's been there for 10 years.
And can I tell you something else? I'm gonna tell you something else. And for those, I'm gonna say this for those that's still beating up on Milroe. Here we go. Coach Saban kept Milroe around because he kept saying Jalen Milroe gave us the best chance to win the game. He said that on multiple occasions. So if that came from the GOAT, what are we fussing about?
That's my point. Yep. Whoever gives you the best chance to win games, doesn't matter if they're a freshman, doesn't matter if they've been there for 4 years. That's all people want, is the best guy out there to win ball games. Because, like I said, definitely in this new era of recruiting, even myself with Bryce Underwood, we fall in love with these recruits and we want them to lead our team or whatever. But it's just important to remember that we're fans of the team first and the players second. Whoever gives us the best chance to win is who we should want. If Bryce Underwood, if he didn't win the job and it was someone else and they were better and gave us a chance to win, then that's who we got to support. But I've seen a lot of Bama fans seem to want Keelan Russell, probably because he's a 5-star and he's a really hyped up player.
But here's the question though: is he ready? See, is he ready? Right. Has he shown the leadership skill? And then someone else said, who has won the locker room? Who has all of that goes into play? All of that goes into play. But
how you command the offense, your leadership skills, how you command the. I mean, there's so much more than
just getting on the field.
Just on the field. There is a lot more to. Yeah, there is a lot to it. Win the locker room. Yep, that's a big part of it. If you, as a true freshman, you got to earn the respect and the trust of your teammates. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, do they have your respect? Because there are some, and I've seen it happen. There are some quarterbacks that get out there that are starters, but the guys around them don't like them.
Yeah, for sure.
It happens sometimes. See, so it's a mixture of stuff that goes on.
It's been a fun storyline following this. Like I said, you guys haven't had anything like this, and you guys have been spoiled for so long when you have Bryce Young and no brainers, man. Tua, it's like you don't have to worry about your starter. So this is interesting for you guys.
Some people, like I believe Clemson said, I love Milroe, but he was selfish last season. I'm not gonna call it selfish. I believe I wouldn't call it selfish. Nope, I would not call it selfish. And I'm not saying that to debate you. I'm looking at it from a football perspective. Okay, from a football perspective, I don't think that he was selfish. I really don't. What am I calling it? I'll tell you what I call it. I'm calling it taking what the defense gives you.
I was gonna say, I think Milroe just is who he is, and a lot of your guys' fan base is so divided on Milroe. It's crazy. I've never seen a quarterback that's so it's crazy. Half of your guys' fan base liked Milroe, other half of your fan base hated Milroe.
People forget Ty Simpson was highly touted recruit 5-star.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
but
Ty
what
Simpson
happened, Amber? What happened? That was high school, dear. What happened in the transitional part? Come on. Ty was there when Bryce was there. Why couldn't he beat out Milroe? See, I've been asking that question for 2 years. when I was on I'm going to say it, when I was on CSN, I said it over there that the Ty, I even called for Ty, even when it was a quarterback competition then. But what happened with Ty? What happened? You know, for some reason or another, he couldn't beat out Milroe, Jacob. You see why I don't like having this conversation, because you got some that hate it. You got some that love it.
Because she said Amber usually is saying that it's because Milroe was the locker room leader, which I could see, but I don't know. Like I said, this is just also interesting to me. I like learning about your guys' team and your guys' what you guys have going on. But yeah, Milroe beat him for the job 2 years. The year that we played you guys, the years that you guys made the playoffs, and last year. So I don't know what was up with that or how that happened, but I don't know.
Ready. Like what B Sharp just said, he wasn't ready. And I'm gonna say this. Hold up. See, that's all I'm saying. Okay, how? Okay. Let's pump the brakes right here. How could Milroe be selfish? Go back and look at his stats. See, but you all I'm saying is, first of all, he wasn't selfish, but now you got a quarterback battle, and now can't nobody handle the fact that there's a true competition going on, and now we can't handle it. Which one?
I think a lot of it comes down to a lot of people just didn't like Milroe, and then when you don't like someone, you start taking shots at their character, if they were selfish or if they weren't. But yeah, like I said, I'm in a lot of group chats with Bama fans, and they talk about Milroe a lot. But for you guys, the good news is Milroe's long gone. He's in Seattle. He's in the NFL, so you guys have nothing to worry about.
He's playing tomorrow night in Seattle.
It is crazy. You guys had your strong opinions on Milroe. Amber said he held the team together, kept the locker room together, which is important. That is true, yeah. So he said selfish. Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's so many opinions on Milroe.
But I'm still trying to figure out, how was he selfish when he won more than he lost? He threw more touchdowns than interceptions. Go look at his overall stats.
He said he made a long comment. I'm going to try to scroll up and find it. He said explaining how he was selfish, if we can find it. Oh, he said he knew he couldn't be benched and played for himself when they were losing against Vandy. He went right over there by himself and sat down on the bench by himself. I think you're reading too much into that. He was probably, he was frustrated in the moment. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. This is your guys' team, but I've never got the feeling Milroe was selfish. I thought he laid it all on the line, especially in the Rose Bowl against us. He laid it on the line, and he did come up short, but I never thought. Like I said, I just think he is who he was who he was, and you guys just. He was never going to be an elite thrower of the football. He never was going to be that.
Thank you for bringing that up, Jacob, because that's the other problem. He was trying to be an elite passer. You could tell it in the way that he was playing. Part of the reason he took as many sacks as he did is because he was trying to hang in the pocket, because he wanted to be the traditional quarterback. He didn't want to be known as just a running Lamar Jackson type guy. He didn't know how to take the best of the both worlds. That was something more psychological in his own brain right there. But I'm just saying to you, y'all, leave Milroe where he is. He served his purpose. He's gone.
Yeah.
No, he didn't win. I tell you what, no, he didn't win us a natty. I'm going to tell you something else he did. He won us an SEC championship. I'm going to tell you something else he did. He beat LSU twice. He beat Auburn twice. I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
he did a lot of beautiful things. And so, but selfish.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I can't go with that. He knew he couldn't be benched. That's not true. He'd been benched before. It just was up under Saban. But I get what you're saying, I believe. I got you. I got that part. But I'm also saying that there were a lot of things that were going on last year. Last year, you won't have that this year. Right now, you just got a quarterback battle that's going on. You got a quarterback competition that's happening. I got to get to another right here.
Like I said, the good news for you guys is Milroe is in Seattle, and you'll never have to deal with him again.
And see, Piano Man, people question why Milroe always targeted Ryan and Bernard. Remember, it was stated that they were the only two receivers that took notes and showed interest in the meetings. That had a lot to do with it. And then the other thing with that too,
right?
Jacob, with Milroe, man, I don't even like talking about this, but here we go. Ryan Williams would drive from Mobile, Saraland, to Tuscaloosa, even while he was still in high school, and came and worked out with Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Route.
There's so many things behind the scenes fans don't know. They say, why did Milroe only throw to these two people? Well, you don't know. Maybe those were the only two people that were working hard and busting their ass. I mean, you never know. There's so much that fans don't know. And yeah, a lot of people slam on Milroe, but just as an opposing fan that played your guys' team twice, I always thought he was a competitor and tough. A guy that he reminded me a lot of, if you guys remember JT Barrett. You guys remember JT Barrett at Ohio State? He was never a great passer of the ball, but he brought toughness, leadership, and just a hard-nosed dude, and he was always going to be tough, and he was really a winner. Obviously, Milroe, like you said, he didn't win the big game, but he won more than he lost, and you can win with a guy like that. If Michigan would have had Milroe last year, I would have been happy. I just think some of you guys are too hard on him, but
and so I believe that this year, and here's the other thing, I have to agree with this right here.
Yeah, he
didn't fit DeBoer's system. He was used to playing a different type of system. DeBoer's system, it's different, man. It's different, and it's impressive. So
the DeBoer system, you need a guy that can really throw the ball at a high level. Look at Michael Penix Jr. Look at all the good quarterbacks that DeBoer's had. You need a guy that can really, really throw the ball at a high level. And that was never Milroe's game. Milroe was more of a dual threat. He was going to beat you with his legs, and he was going to – Milroe could throw the deep ball, but he was never an intermediate precision passer. And that's just what he – that's just who he was.
Yeah, and just to call it, and that's all I'm saying. I believe it like you're calling the man selfish because he went and sat down over there by himself. But can I tell you something? He did that basically every game. I'm just saying.
And another thing that
was just
people
part
aren't
of his.
thinking
That
about,
was just part of him.
People aren't thinking about too. He did play in the bowl game for you guys when he didn't even have to. You know how many people sit out of bowl games nowadays, and Milroe even played in the bowl game. So
yeah, he did that every game. But Milroe I don't know what he did it for, but that's not meaning that he's selfish. And then number two, Ryan Williams said out of his own mouth that in that LSU game, Milroe was the first one who came over there and told them, "Man, I'm trying to get y'all involved in the game." And he said in this game and everything, but he took what LSU gave him. That came out of Ryan Williams' mouth. So that's not being selfish. He took what was given to him.
Fromm made a super good point that I agree with. Any DC would tell you they would rather play against Ty than Milroe. I agree. I totally agree. We played you guys twice. And especially the Rose Bowl game, that was one thing Michigan's perspective, we were all talking about and worried about. You got to contain Milroe. You got to set the edge. All day long, I would rather play against a pocket passer that stands in the pocket rather than a guy like Milroe, because Milroe is scary. Because Milroe's a guy that could take any play and take it 60, 70 yards with his legs, and those guys are scary. So I agree with Fromm on that angle.
And so I'm just saying, man, I let's put it this way. On Dwight says on Thursday we can see if he can throw short passes and take check down. Yeah, because Milroe and them play tomorrow night. So we're gonna see tomorrow. But all I'm saying is let's kill the Milroe conversation.
He's been gone for half a year and he's still
on folks' mind. So that means when you put, hey Jacob, so that means, let me put it like this. Here we go. That means you ain't got no faith in who you have if you still talking about Milroe. Something he must have did that was pretty liking to your liking, because you can't get him out your system. That's just like a girlfriend, a girl who's got a new boyfriend but can't stop talking about the ex.
We just all need football, and man, as soon as that first game comes on and Ty Simpson or whoever, your whole fan base will forget about Milroe and he'll be like a long lost memory. We just need football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm through beating this dead horse. He's already dead.
That's what I said. He was who he was. A lot of people just didn't like that, but he was all right.
3 different OCs, but look, I'm focusing on what Steven said. I'm focusing on Ty Simpson, Keelan Russell, Austin Mack, whoever else, Ted Mack if you want to, whoever else is over there playing quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide. It doesn't matter to me. I'm ready for all this to let's get the going here.
Yeah.
Let's stop all this talk about Milroe. Let's stop all this talk about Seth McLaughlin. I'm just saying, man.
Dino said after 3 turnovers in less than a minute, I bet Michigan loved Milroe. I mean, that was funny, but at the end of the day, that game was pretty much irrelevant. That's just my opinion. If you're playing in a bowl game and it ain't the playoffs nowadays, to me, it don't matter. That's just my opinion. Even if Michigan wins or even if they don't, whatever, that's just my opinion. That game was funny. It was like a tsunami. It was funny and all that, but at the end of the day, it didn't really mean much to me. But it was funny.
Have the ability to instill the same sort of hunger in his players as Saban did, though. I take issue with that question because hunger that's a personal thing. You got to want to do this. You got to want to do it. Guys wanted to play for Saban. That's where the catch comes in. Guys wanted to play for Saban. Why do you think Julian Sayin left? Why do you think Caleb Downs left?
Yeah.
They wanted to play for Saban.
Yep.
These guys want to play for not so much just the board, but they're playing for Alabama. I keep saying it again, Nero, and this goes for any fan base. Winning settles everything.
It fixes a lot of problems. That's for sure. Winning fixes a lot of problems. Bama fans, please be patient.
Winning settles everything.
He says, please be patient with Ty Simpson. The only problem with that, I mean, I agree, but the only problem with that is you guys might not have time to be patient with him just because of who you guys play week 1. So,
you know what?
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to step out here and say this. And I'm not saying it just for the sake of saying it. I'm saying it because this is something I truly believe. I believe that I'm going to stick by my first gun, that if Alabama gets the ball first and Florida State sets 6 or 7 in the box and wants to bring the house, we going to see in whomever is back there we're going to see what everybody's made of from the word go. We're going to see what the O-line is, because I'm still telling y'all this. The X factors for the Alabama offense, the O-line, Ryan Grubb, and injuries. Number 3, the O-line. Number 2, Ryan Grubb. Number 1, injuries. Because injuries going to play a factor in it. But all I'm saying is this right here. Have faith in whomever we start. If they get out there and they ball out, oh, we going to rah rule and this, that, and the third. I knew he could do it, blah, 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 blah. But what if they get out there and they don't ball out? Next man up, please. Next man up, please. Because we all know that this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. So, like what you said about having patience, that's what A.J. McCarron said, have patience with Ty. Now, there are some things that the insiders, when I use that word insiders, 401k crew knows what I'm talking about. There are some things that the true insiders of this team, just like with Michigan and any other fan base, know, or any other team knows what's literally going on with the team. They know. True insiders know. And then number 2, the true insiders are not going to just come out and tell it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to spill that bean. But I tell you what they will do. They will say, trust the process. Trust and have faith. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not an insider, never have professed to be, and really don't want to be. But I will say this. I know enough to say that I believe that Ty is going to be okay. But if he doesn't, I think we have 2 guys coming behind him that are just as good, and we will be fine.
From in the chat, From made another good point. He just said, lean on the running game. You guys have good running backs, run the ball. I agree. When you have a newly a fresh young, or not young in this case, but young in terms of experience and starting, when you have running backs like that and an offensive line like that can take pressure off your quarterback, he doesn't need to do too much. He doesn't need to be Joe Burrow in 2019. Just play complementary football, protect the ball, make the easy plays in front of you, and yeah, he'll be fine. You guys have Jam Miller. You guys, from what I've been seeing, everything I've been reading online, you guys are supposed to have one of the best offensive lines in the country. So, I mean, just, play complementary football, run the ball. You guys have a really good defense coming back. I don't think Ty Simpson needs to be like a Joe Burrow or a Trevor Lawrence, man. Just protect the ball and make the plays right ahead of you, and you guys will be fine.
And you know what else? And someone just said he doesn't need to perform miracles, however that they put that.
Yeah.
You just need him to be you just need him to be able to
just manage the game and don't lose the game and don't turn the ball over.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah, you guys have a good enough defense, and you guys have a good enough roster and team around you guys that you guys will be fine. Just don't lose the game for us. Just be a game. Game manager isn't a bad term. And there'll be times where he needs to do more than that, but from what I've been reading, you guys are supposed to have one of the best offensive lines, so that'll help a lot with a couple good running backs, and that'll take a lot of pressure off right there.
So if they blitz the line, I've been saying that. We're going to see how elite the O-line is. I've been hollering that from all spring. I've been saying that right there, but I want to highlight this. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. If they not in those meeting rooms, they're not an insider. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. How you know what's going on in there and you're not in there?
Right.
How do you know? You're not in there. Some people just bumping their gums. Some people just running their mouth. Some people just spitting off opinion, and it's not a fact. If you don't know, just say you don't know.
Pretty much exactly what From said. That's exactly how I feel about Michigan this year. Just lean on your run game and your defense. Yeah. That's the 2 best friends of a young quarterback, and you guys will be fine. Just as long as he doesn't turn the ball over a lot and is really turnover prone. that's what kills you when a quarterback turns the ball over a lot. That's what will get you in trouble, and that's what will get you beat. But
Yeah.
as long as he's just a game manager and smart with the ball, and he doesn't need to be Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence or anything like that. Just
you said that earlier, Jacob, and I was gonna say something about it, and I got caught up in the chat. First of all, that Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow thing, you got to pay attention to the pieces around them.
Yeah.
What made Joe Burrow was the pieces that was around it. You had what's his name?
Jefferson and Chase.
You had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You had one heck of an O-line. You had and then for Trevor Lawrence, you had ATN. You had but
they had a lot. They had a lot of weapons. They had I believe that that might have been before. They had Watkins and they had who else? I'm trying to think. A couple guys in the NFL, but yeah, they always had weapons and they always had pieces.
And so, I'm just saying, man, just this, and this is what's causing a lot of dissension. Well, it's gonna always be dissension, because no two people are gonna see it alike. But you got to remember something. These guys are still learning the system. They're just learning the system. That's all I'm saying. And we just hoping for the best. Now, all I'm saying is this: I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care, Jake. I really don't. I could care less who the quarterback is. All I know is this right here: is at the end of the day, will I be able to say roll tide? That it doesn't. I don't give a who the bozo, the clown back there, quarterback in the team. Can he run the offense? Can he read the defense? Like what Coach DeBoer said, will he give me the gimme plays and things like that? I'm just saying, man. And then thank you, B Sharp. Call good morning, Milton, roll tide. Dog, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, thank you, B Sharp. That's what I was about to say. Leave your opinion about people's character or their mindset and this, that, and the third. Leave that alone. We're talking football. We're not talking psychology. We're talking football. We're not talking psychiatry. We're not doing that. We're no scientists of this. We're just having a friendly conversation, stoop talk about football, about our favorite teams. That's all we're doing. I'm not on here talking about, okay, I'm going to put this out there. I'm not on here trying to tell y'all that I'm this insider. I told y'all the only thing I'm inside of is my refrigerator. That's it. I'm inside my refrigerator. And that's how I see it. I worry about the character. I worry about the character of the collard greens that's in my refrigerator. I worry about the character and all that kind of stuff of the cornbread that's in my refrigerator. That's what I worry about. I worry about the character and this, that, and the third of something. Like if it's some good cheese sitting in there, I'm worried about that. If it's sitting by itself, that's what I'm worried about. I think y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. I don't get all bent out of shape about if a quarterback is selfish, this, that, and the third, because what looks selfish to me may not be what's really happening in real time.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I had one final question for you, and I'm sure it's one that we'll probably dig more into in the next couple weeks, but just looking at your guys' first game from the other angle and other perspective, is there anyone on Florida State? Have you dug into Florida State yet? Is there anyone that worries you, or is there anyone that, just not looking at it from your own team, is there anyone on Florida State that concerns you or worries you? Or, have you dug into your opponent yet? Or
I've dug into him, but this was before Malzahn got there. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say this. Malzahn is going to be he will be their X factor. Ryan Grubb offensively for us will be X factor. But Malzahn is going to be an X factor for them. But I'm telling you again, and I said this before, and folks in the chat will know I said it. And Panama Jack, if you listening, bro, I didn't mean not to mean to dish you, big dog. Man, the chat just going so fast. I just remember you were in here. Good to see you, bro. And that's this here. There is a reason they brought Gus Malzahn to Florida State. There's a reason that they bought Gus Malzahn to Florida State. Gus Malzahn is the only thing that bothers me about the Florida State game.
I saw From in the chat is saying a running QB. I am assuming that means
Castellanos.
are you guys known for having trouble with against running quarterbacks?
Yeah. In the past.
That could be something then. Yeah, I just was wondering what you guys were thinking about that matchup more from their perspective.
There were a lot of, watch this, Jacob, there were a lot of sacks that were missed last year, and the quarterbacks just took off. We had problems with Jackson Arnold. We had problems with
Diego Pavia.
Diego Pavia optioned us to death.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be Florida State. I'm sure that's going to be a big part of their game plan. They're going to watch the film from last year, and they know that Castellanos dude can run. So
we're gonna have to sit down and really be careful with Florida State. This is why I said it's the first game that's bothering me. I ain't studying Tennessee. I ain't thinking about Auburn. I'm not thinking about Georgia. I ain't thinking about Wisconsin. I ain't thinking about South Carolina. I'm worried about Florida State.
Yep, one game at a time.
One game at a time. Now, you're right. Gus don't know the board. He knew Saban. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got that far. But he also knows Alabama. He knows Alabama. Jeff.
You got some funny people in your chat. I always love your chat. Steven says he won't know if he should scratch his head or his ass. Grub is bringing hell with us. Steven is funny in your chat.
I'm just saying it's gonna be it's gonna be, as far as that offensive thing go, it's gonna be Malzahn versus Grubb. That's good. That's the narrative right there in game one. That's gonna be the narrative right there. That's gonna be your narrative right there in game one. Not so much Norvell versus DeBoer. The narrative is going to be Malzahn versus Grubb. You got two new OCs at one at Florida State, one at Bama. You got two new OCs on playing the game. Both of them are good. Both of them, man. I mean, there's must-see TV. Both are good. They're both good OCs. One has been a head coach. One could be a head coach. What else could you ask for?
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. I can't wait for that game. You got Texas and Ohio State on at noon, and then you got that game coming up right after that. Man, that Saturday is going to be awesome.
So I'm just saying, don't bother me. Say on Saturday, August the 30th, don't nobody ask me for nothing.
Yep, that's how I am too. That day.
Don't ask me. Better get it done on Friday.
Yep.
Better get it done. Don't ask me. I ain't going.
Be on my couch all day.
It's gonna be on. So Alabama has their work cut out for them, but I do believe in my Tide. I'm just gonna say this. I know where they have Michigan ranked, but I'm gonna get back to that. We're gonna get out of here, and that's this here, Jacob. I believe Michigan is going to be better than what people give them credit for. I believe that Michigan, unless the NCAA comes down with some sanctions that we don't know about, because until that happens, I don't want to hear it no more. I'm tired of talking about that. Until that happens, Michigan is going to be in the hunt. If y'all get past Oklahoma, nobody's beating you.
I think the same thing. I think the same exact thing as you. I think if we get by Oklahoma, our schedule isn't very tough, and I think we can run the table. But
what's up, Tim?
like I said, nervous and excited for that Oklahoma game. That's a tough place to play, and they have a really good defense, and we have a freshman quarterback, so it's not going to be easy, but it's never easy. So,
yeah. So I'm just saying, it's all good talking points, but the players, it is indeed done on the field. And let me tell you like this, brothers, sisters, people, P-bets, all that kind of stuff. Listen, when it's all said and done, and what Steven said, after Bama destroys FSU, all this talk will be for nothing. We gonna see. All I know is FSU's first and everything. Yep. They're first, and that's the only game I'm worried about. I'm just worried about that game.
Did you say you're going to the second game of the season?
That's
Alabama
game?
game?
Yeah. I saw where Zach asked me about meeting up and everything. We'll discuss all of that.
Is that a night game, or is that what time is that game at?
It's a night game. That's why I said that I'm going to be having the on my phone. I'm going to be having the Oklahoma Michigan game on my phone.
Yeah,
because I'm going to be I'm watching that game. I'm watching out for that game, and so it is what it is on that one. But that Oklahoma Michigan game, that's going to be the game of the week right now. I don't care what nobody tell me.
Yeah,
that's going to be the game of the week. Because both those teams, man, got something to prove. Both of them.
Yeah, two really desperate teams. Like I said earlier, it's a little different than Ohio State and Texas. Obviously, those are it's a bigger game because they're two better teams, probably. But like I said, when you get two desperate teams backed into a corner, Oklahoma and Michigan both need that win so bad. It's going to be good.
Okay. And so, bro, it's going to be real interesting. All I'm just asking is that, just everybody just kind of calm down a little bit. I mean, we all excited and this, that, and the third. But I think that where we need to, some of this stuff is getting a little bit, and I'm not talking about people in the chat. Well, then again, I am. I'm just talking about people that I've heard elsewhere. Because I'm going to put it to you like this. Jacob, even on different talk shows that I'm listening to, like the thing about Milroe we were talking about, man, look, people, you wouldn't believe the stuff that's still being said about him, and he played for the Seattle Seahawks.
That's what what's I said,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
He's got to be your guys' most controversial quarterback ever, I would have to say.
And I could see it if he lost more than he won.
Right, yeah.
I could see it. But he won more than he lost. And then the negativity.
He was one play away, an overtime play away from winning the national championship, because you guys would have smoked Washington just like we did. I mean, he was one play away from a national championship in all reality.
And you talk about a narrative. If Bama had to beat Michigan and then play Washington, the question would be, would Coach Saban would have retired? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. You guys were one play away from another natty, because you guys would have beat the brakes off of Washington the same way we did.
See what I'm saying? So we were there. We were there. But this is now, man, I don't give a good rat's behind about nothing but the 2025 version of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let bygones be bygones. Like I said, you know what? I don't want no woman in my life that's going to continually talk about her ex. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want me in her life if all I'm going to do is bring up my ex, what she did, what she didn't do, what she couldn't cook, she couldn't clean, she couldn't do this, blah, 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 blah. Well, doggone it, if that's how you feel, then what you need to do is go keep up with your ex. That's what's happening.
Right.
All I'm saying is we got whomever else, we got so many other players besides Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe ain't even there anymore. We've got this version of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's focus on them. new year, new team, new
Right.
circumstance, new situation. Let's focus on that. I almost said something ugly right there. Leave that other foolishness alone. We've all moved on. I don't want to hear it no more. I'm gonna start putting people in timeout when that crap starts happening, because I'm sick of listening to it.
If you want to see if you guys want to see your ex, it's tomorrow night. Milrow starts it tomorrow night.
Just become a Seattle Seahawks fan. That'll help you. That's your therapy. Just become a Seattle Seahawks fan. I like Milrow, but I'll be doggone if I pull for them Seahawks now. No, and that'll be a no. I'm a Steelers fan till my casket drop. I'm an Alabama fan till my caskets drop. Okay? Let me say I'm a Seahawks. I'm a Steelers fan till my casket drop. I'm an Alabama fan till my casket drop. I'm a Lakers fan till my casket drop. I love my Mets and I love my Orioles till my casket drop. Okay? That's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's it. Those are my
We're getting
teams
super
right
close to the season, and next time I talk to you next week, man, we'll just be 1 week closer. You can almost feel football. It's right around the corner. Week 0 is only about 2 weeks away.
And Jacob, by the way, and be sure and tell them, Carla, they really advertising this. I put Carla up here on the big screen right quick. The Netflix documentary series, SEC football, any given Saturday. Watch it.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, watch it. Oh gosh. And Nothing But a Winner. That's good too. Watch it. All that kind of stuff and everything. 7 episodes. There's 7 episodes of it. Watch that any given Saturday. I like it. They're doing a lot of stuff. So I'm just saying, let's make this year a good year, but leave all this other crazy foolishness out the door. Man, I leave that outside.
You know why it is, though? It's because you guys had a down year, and you guys aren't used to down years.
Yeah. Got to get used to it.
That's the reason.
Listen, it happens to all of us. Michigan's had them. Ohio State's had them. Penn State keeps.
I saw that last year was the first year you guys didn't win 10 games since 2007. So it's made everyone in your fan base a little nervous and a little crazy, but you guys will get right back there.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get ready to get off of here. Yesterday, I'm listening to Ryan Fowler show, right? The game. I'm listening to him. One of the callers got on there and said that if Bama comes up with the same record this year that we did last year, the board should be fired. Fired on the spot. I said, really? That's what you're talking about. You got to see you got to kind of get out there and listen to what other folks are saying. Man, it's some folks out there with some crazy feelings. They ain't bought into the board yet. And some of these guys are not going to get into the board no matter what. The board can run the table. The board can run the table. And some folks are still saying fire. Because you know what? They did Saban the same way.
And you want to know another thing people don't think about? They're quick to say, let's fire somebody, but they're never quick to say, who we going to get?
And there's my other part. Who you really think? Okay. I don't even want to talk about this no more.
You know what I mean, though? It's like if you fire somebody, you got to get somebody. So who you going to get?
Who you going to get? Everybody that you thought was coming, you know what? They all owe Nick Saban some money.
Yeah.
All of them. Because those schools went, when the moment that Nick Saban announced his retirement, these schools, some of your top schools, went and renegotiated those coaches' contracts. Every last one of them. Why? Because they didn't want them to go to Bama. You really thought we wanted Mike Norvell? Really?
He was probably going to be your 6th or 7th option. He was way down on your guys' list. way down.
So I'm just saying, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is come on, y'all. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. This is a new year. And see, it throws me off my game. I got to talk about something in the past. I'm tired of that. You know, and I'm with you, Stephen. All I want to know is, are we ready for Florida State? That's it. So anyway, y'all, that's going to be about the show for today. Leave the past in the past. Let's celebrate the new season and everything. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready. You know, and I'm with LaToya. Bring me some honeybees. My God, today. That's all I'm saying. I want some honeybees, honeybees, and everything they bring. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, we dodged the bullet by not getting Norvell. Shoot, we ain't need him. He couldn't hold Florida State together, and still don't have them together. It's, you know, I'm 8 subs away from 300. Thank you. Get me to 300. Because guess what, y'all? I'm over 1K on TikTok. Check that out, Jacob. I'm over 1K.
This probably sounds crazy. This probably sounds crazy, but I've never even had TikTok downloaded. I need to get on there, but so many people
I suggest you do it.
Yeah, my sister and all them say how just addicting it is and how fun it is.
And Tim, that's all I'm saying. Don't abandon the run. Don't abandon the run. O-line got to be ready. I've been saying it from the word go that the O-line has to be, it's part of the X factor. O-line has to be ready. So I'm 8 subs away from 300. Thank you, LaToya. Thank you for everybody that's a part of the long run with Piano Man. I want to thank everybody for just being a part of the 292. Come on, I just want to get to 300. I know some things will probably pick up when the season starts and everything, and that's going to be cool and fine. But I want to thank Jacob for coming. He's our Big Ten guy. We talked about the Big Ten, but we just didn't talk about it the way I really wanted to because we have a draft coming up tonight. That's
going to be fun, yeah.
That's going to be real fun. Y'all, I'm drafting. Does TikTok help? Yes, Zach. TikTok, for what you do, TikTok will help you, brother. It does. TikTok will help you. If you never subscribed to TikTok, please do it. I'm a Piano Man over there, 593. I think that's what I am. I can't get my name right at TikTok. But we just having a good time. Now, come tomorrow, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to let y'all know how I drafted. And, I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to let y'all know how this draft really went and everything. But I got Jacob, I have something up my sleeve as far as the draft go, because I want Ryan Williams to get off the board. I want him to get off the board. I want Jeremiah Smith to get off the board. I want him to. See,
I think I have an idea who you're thinking, but like I said, I'm not going to even say it because I know other people are going to be listening to this.
Yeah. But, thank you, LaToya. Piano Man 592. That's me on TikTok. That's me over there. So
thanks, LaToya. Enjoyed talking to you guys too. I'll probably be on next Tuesday or Wednesday. Been having a lot of fun.
You'll be on next Tuesday.
Yeah, been a lot of fun talking to all you guys and been fun on here. So yeah, I appreciate it. And like you said, once it gets to the season and we actually have games to talk about from the previous weekend, it'll be way more fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna be pulling up graphs and this and that and the third, and we're gonna have a whole lot of stuff talking about. All I know is Florida State, you are first. That's all I know. You're first. A lot of questions gonna be answered. Now, who is Michigan playing first, Jacob?
First week is New Mexico, so pretty easy game at home. But then we got our big game week 2.
Week 2. I'm telling y'all, the week 2 game, Michigan, Oklahoma, I've said it. Watch that game. Yeah. Watch that game. But Alabama's game, Stephen Hicks said TikTok is the China devil. I don't care. TikTok doing some things for me. I don't give a hoot if it's in Singapore itself, but TikTok doing some things, and it's about to even get better. I'm trying to get right the ship on that, man, and it's going to be okay. And so, but anyway, but thank each one of you. Thank you for 32 in the chat today. Thank you for 401k crew, Dwight, Governor, Carla, Susan, Bino, KT, Gary, Uncle Jay, all of y'all, OG Gill. Just thankful for everybody. Hey, good to see B Sharp. Thankful for Raj and her podcast. Next time y'all on, Big Dog, I'm putting y'all in the chat so y'all can get on here and we can all chat it up because I got that capability to do that, Jacob. And hopefully the next time Jacob is on, he will have his channel up and running. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. And because Jacob, like I told you, bro, I am not going to do you like others have done. You know, people have their own personalities, and that's how that goes. And I applaud your personality. I respect your personality and everything. So you cool dude with me and everything. So the moment you start your channel, between Amber and me, we're gonna be number one, number two. And we're gonna be right there. And I do believe that you're gonna have thousands of people joining your channel, especially Michigan folks. Michigan people stick together and everything. And Alabama does too, but it's hard to get Alabama people to just to liking your channel. But then over on my TikTok channel, it's flooded with a lot of people from Bama. So I can't get them to come over here to YouTube. I'm still trying. Maybe after the season start, Jacob, maybe they'll come, but we'll see.
Thanks, Steven. I appreciate that. I like talking to you too. Latoya, also thank you. It's just going to be a great season. Looking forward to being on here during the season. We'll have way more to talk about. And hopefully one thing that I would love is one more Michigan-Alabama matchup. Put it in the playoffs again, and let's go. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm ready for that, man. I believe it's going to happen because I keep trying to tell you, Michigan is going to be better than everybody gives them credit for. Because I'm telling you now, if y'all beat Oklahoma, nobody's beaten.
I think the same thing. I've been saying if we get by Oklahoma and we look good and our quarterback play is good enough with a freshman, then watch out because no one's going to beat us. Not in the regular season.
Not in the regular season. Now, but I'm just saying now. So yeah, that's why I'm telling everybody watch that second game, Michigan, Oklahoma, and so it's going to be a good one. So until tomorrow, just remember, don't be jealous of another podcast. And all those folks that I love to support. LaQuasia and all them and Clint Lamb and Bama Standard. And, let me see, where's this other one? Bama Sports, especially B Sharp, Coach Sean, Coach Al, Coach Carl. Y'all, let's keep Coach Carl in prayer. Let's keep Coach Carl in prayer. He needs our prayers. We can't afford to go without Coach Carl. Coach Carl on the block sports. We need Coach Carl around, So, I'm not asking you to do something I'm not doing that I wouldn't do, but keep Coach Carl in prayer. Keep him lifted up. Send positive vibes out there for Coach Carl. We need him on because, he's a regular. He comes through the chat, and sometimes he's in the chat room here with us on camera and all that kind of stuff. So let's just keep Coach Carl in prayer. I almost forgot, but Coach Carl, Coach Al, Ty Hayes, Final Whistle, Zach Pitcher Gaming, all those guys, Clint Lamb, Justin Riley, Jance, all y'all. Tez is SEC season, Jonathan Lewis, the recruiters guru, all those guys way outside. Don't forget our man Kyle Henderson, and don't forget the Tide 100.9, especially my main dude over there with Ryan Fowler. All those guys. Matter of fact, I'm finna get off of here. Going to take my meds, and then I'm gonna start listening to the Miller's Edge and everything. All these guys are good. 24 days, y'all. 24 days and we roll. Now, Jacob, I love you, brother, but I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. Look here. We got to get that get back, man. You know, so don't take that thing personal. When we play you, don't take it personal now. You still gonna be my man.
I know. I'm a little worried. You know what they say. 3 strikes and you're out. If we beat you guys 3 times in a row, I'm not sure you guys will get up from that one. So we'll see what happens. It'll be awesome if we play, but I know some Bama fans want a break from Michigan. They say they're sick of hearing us and they're sick of us. So we'll see.
I don't want no break. I want to beat you. That's what the deal is there. I want my lick back. Matter of fact, we need 2 of them back. We got to take this series, man. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know about those fans. I don't even know if those are true fans. They might be bots in the sky. They probably bots. Because a true fan, if you're a true Alabama fan, you want your lick back. And last thing, Tim Brando, man, everybody studying Tim Brando, talking a lot of smack, but he's an Auburn fan, nothing new. All right, well, Tim Brando, God bless you and everything, but no sense in being jealous of another fan base, another podcaster, another content creator. This kitchen big enough for everybody to cook in, and we all can get something that we can all eat. And
Amber said, look at Amber's comment. She says, "I'm so sick of Michigan." You guys have to remember she in her perspective is a little different because she's an Alabama fan living in Michigan.
Yeah.
So she has a whole different, we harass and beat her down every single day. We never let her forget the last 3 years.
Alone. Don't have me come up there on you now, Jacob. Now I'll make a trip up there, defend on Amber Nicole. I'm gonna defend Alabama to the cause now. But Amber, try living in Mississippi and don't nobody around here like Alabama. I'm talking about hardly nobody. We have to go incognito around here. Because if we say Alabama around here, you liable to get jumped on. I'm serious. Try living in that. Shucks.
Mississippi, is it where you live? Is it mostly Ole Miss fans or something?
Everybody but Bama.
Okay.
USM, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Jackson State, Alcorn, Mississippi Valley State, Millsaps, Mississippi College.
Wow.
Who else has a football team? Couple more. Junior colleges are big down here. Then you got to put up with the LSU. You got some Auburn fans running around here. You got some Georgia fans running around here.
So it's just everybody but Bama.
Everybody but Bama. And then when I show up, it's like they.
So how did you become a Bama fan? Are you from there, or how do you live where you live, and how did you become a fan of them?
Here's how it came about. I lived in West Virginia. I was at the age, just a long time ago, I was at the age of really starting to like football. And I started like college football. Okay. Well, I was watching Joe Namath play. Now, this years ago. I was watching Joe Namath play, and I really liked the way he played. So I'm watching him and Ken Stabler. And they said that they went to Alabama. So I said, okay, I remember that. One day, I was watching a college football game, and it was Alabama versus, was it Tennessee? Somebody. Can't remember. But I liked the way Alabama played football. And that's how I started liking Alabama. I didn't even like West Virginia University. I didn't like Bluefield State. I didn't like University of Pittsburgh, Penn State, none of them. I always went for Alabama. Number two, my mom and dad, I've never forgotten this. My mom and dad were celebrating their 25th year anniversary, wedding anniversary. I got sick. Check this out, Jacob. This is going to be real tripped out. I got so sick until they had to put me in the hospital. I got just that sick.
Wow.
And, bruh, the Saturday of their wedding renewal, guess who was playing football?
Bama versus somebody.
Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
I was laying in my hospital bed watching Bama versus Ole Miss with an IV drip in my hand, in my arm. That's how sick I was.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I've been liking Bama. Honestly, if the truth be told, I've been liking Bama really since 69. And that was before even blacks got on the team. You see what I'm saying? See, so for me,
yeah, I like hearing stories like that. That is cool how people become fans of. You were talking about Joe Namath or whatever. Just related to that, someone in Amber's family, I think like Amber's grandpa's cousin played with Joe Namath at Alabama, and that's kind of how she became an Alabama fan. So stuff like that's cool.
See, now Aero Squad trying to be messy. Who did your mom root for? Ohio State. And ask me, did that change anything? Nope. Nope, it didn't. So Steven said rolling with the Tide since 53. Okay, I hear you, Steve. But that's how I came about. Did not, Okay, my grandpa's cousin was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Her grandpa's cousin played with Joe Namath. So that's pretty cool. It's cool to hear all your guys' how you guys became fans of the team.
So
Stephen Hicks. Stephen Hicks has really been a Roll Tide fan for a while. That's awesome, Stephen. You have got to see a lot of championships.
See, so I was watching Alabama even then. And so I love them now. And so
how many championships have you got to see? About what? What would that be?
Oh, gosh.
Probably about. What year was Bear Bryant? Wasn't he in the 70s or 80s?
Bear was 70s, late 70s.
So you've got to see about 13 championships?
Yeah, I've gotten to see quite a few of them.
That's cool, yeah.
I've seen quite a few
Hicks,
of them.
72-year Bama fan, Stephen Hicks. That is cool. That is really cool.
So, so I'm just telling you, man, it's been fun. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. We're gonna be on. I'm going way over my time. I'm off for one day, and here we go. Check this out. I'm off of here for one day, and I'm on here 3 hours the next day. That's not cool. But yes, it is. I'm just saying, that's cool. But I'm thankful, man. Look, still 30 something in the chat though, Jacob. Man, we're holding their attention. So
we are.
It's still good. But I'm thank you again, Jacob, for coming. I'm gonna see you and Amber tonight. Amber, I got something for you. So you can have Ryan Williams. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got something for you. I gotta sit down here and put my little list together of how I want it to go and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do too. So I'm gonna get off of here too. Thanks for having me on. Thanks to the chat. All nice comments.
Every Tuesday is your day. But we got to build up Big Ten Tuesday. I want to get some Ohio State fans on same time as you in Oregon. We got to really push this Big Ten Tuesday, trying to get other fans on here for Alabama and all that kind of stuff. And so Steven said these things seen 13 national championships. I've seen about that many myself. And so we're just happy for everybody that's here. Amber, thank you for coming as always. And where you and Jacob stand with me. Y'all know what the business is. And to all of our fans over there, all of our friends and fans, and this, that, and the third on X, Twitter. Hey, what's up with you? Tim Nolan, 24 days, and we are rolling. We're rolling. Florida State, you first. So until tomorrow, everybody, y'all wish me luck tonight on my draft. But I'm gonna let y'all know how it go, and y'all gonna be real proud of what Piano Man did on the draft and everything. So I'm gonna see how they do this, and it's gonna be okay. So until tomorrow, everybody. Forget them trees and the hedges and whoever else Bama playing, and just roll tide. Y'all have a great day. God bless. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day. Y'all be safe. See you tomorrow. Roll tide.
See you guys next week.
All right, Jacob. Later.